Chapter 3281. Zhuo Tianyi was still staring at the dan that Shen Shang gave him, but after hearing the Tao Creation Saint Crystal, he was immediately stunned. This is true, Zhuo Tianyi slammed took a deep breath. Where are you listening from you? We also learned by chance that the big ethnic groups obviously want to hide this, Qin Shuang said. I think other powerful groups may not know this, and they want to eat alone. Qin Shuang now understands Shen Zhang's idea. Shen Shang is to let more powerful forces participate, so Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan cannot be swallowed. Tao Creation Saint Crystal is a bad thing if it is obtained by Saint World Defying Dragon, Zhuo Tianyi said with a dignified face, but I did have to spread it out. Uncle Zhuo, when you pass out, you should be careful. Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan are not vegetarian, Shen Shang said. If they know someone is spreading this, they will definitely trace the source. Quote, be afraid of anything, since you can all know about this, it means that this matter is not kept secret. In short, you can rest assured, Zhuo Tianyi said with a smile, you have a hatred with Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan. Shen Shanghan said with a smile, it's a bit enmity, right to the left uncle, you said before that Saint World Defying Dragon got Tao Creation Saint Crystal is not good, this is why. Along City had a lot of old fellows who had been hands-on with Saint World Defying. They are now dead, but I have been with them for a long time before discussing the study of Saint World Defying Dragon, Zhuo Tianyi said. We all agree that the Saint World Defying Dragon is sealed by something because there is a collar on the neck of the Saint World Defying Dragon. The Saint World Defying Dragon is not very strong, why is there a collar on his neck? Qin Shuang said with amazement, is there a strong guy who can hold the Saint World Defying Dragon? I don't know, that collar is actually very hidden. Only I and a few old fellows saw it, and it was very fine and very fine. It looked like Yu Huang Kia Shen. In addition, it also senses a strong seal force, Zhuo Tianyi said. This is what I have contacted, and everyone who has seen the Saint World Defying Dragon has discovered it. If he has Tao Creation Saint Crystal in his hand, it is very likely that he has broken the seal, and his strength is more terrifying, Zhuo Tianyi said. Of course, it may be that I think more. Zhuo Tianyi is anxious to try the dan that Shen Shang gave him, and Shen Shang and Qin Shuang are also anxious to find the Saint World Defying Dragon, so they leave and go to an empty place, waiting for Saint World Defying Dragon is crazy. While waiting, Shen Shang refining myriad Tao Divine Soil Dan, the dan he had given to Zhuo Tianyi before, he was refining while he was on the road. 3 days later, Qin Shuang suddenly saw the small pieces of fiery red in her hand suddenly brightened, she was shocked, responsive. Shen Shang hastily looked, the small pieces became very beautiful at this time, although only the size of the nails, but with a layer of red light glow, flashing, like the stars in the night emitting red light. Qin Shuang quickly turned in place, and when she hit a direction, the red light was even more dazzling. It's here, let's go, Qin Shuang said. Shen Shang took out the divine mirror of 6 paths and started on the dragon trail. After 8 days, the divine mirror of 6 paths stopped outside a black desert. They just crossed a forest and saw a black desert in front of them, then immediately from the divine mirror of 6 paths. What's going on inside? Shen Shang looked at the black desert, and in the distance from the desert, there was a burst of red mist that flew past and then dissipated in the wind. At this time, it was afternoon, the sun was very fierce, and there was a heat wave from time to time. Blood and blood is dark, Qin Shuang said with a hint of horror. This is a very dangerous place, thinking of the Saint World Defying Dragon hiding inside. Hazard also, there are ways, we still have to go in after all, no matter what, we have to look at the Saint World Defying Dragon in the distance, and then decide whether to implement my plan, Shen Shang said. Well, go in and go in, since you are all stunned, Qin Shuang is also very adventurous. She doesn't know why, it feels very safe to be with Shen Shang. We waited until the night to get in again, and the day was too hot, Shen Shang said. Although they don't feel hot in the divine mirror of 6 paths, they are worried that they will encounter some situations that will be hot. In the evening, Qin Shuang suddenly, resting on the big tree, was alert, and hastily took a shot of Shen Shang who was in alchemy. Someone is close. Shen Shang opened his eyes, hastily put the pill furnace off, then took Qin Shuang to a big tree and used the anti-strength to hide. Not long after, I saw more than 30 huge RVs flying one after another. There were 2 RVs in front of them, and all the big trees were broken. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang saw the He Yangkong and the most beautiful one at a glance. It's them, Shen Shang gave Qin Shuang sound transmission. They are also fast enough. These big cars stopped before the bloody winds and deserts. I saw a few people inside, two of whom Shen Shang and Qin Shuang knew. It was Zhu Haixuan and He Yangkong. In addition to the two of them, there were four an old man, and other RVs also opened the door at this time, and walked down the squat to condemn the sacral callous. Surprising Shen Shang and Qin Shuang, Zhu Haixuan's arm is gone. Shen Shang suspected that it was Wang Dao fight, but it was successful. It only let Zhu Haixuan throw away an arm. Zhu Haixuan's level of fleshly body cultivation base, if it was destroyed by an arm, could not grow again in a short time. Hey, and he wants the sulfur pure window, so he has scars. Zhu Haixuan looked at his broken arm and whispered, the group is from the myriad Dao. If you are not them, I will not break an arm now. Sure enough, it was done by Wang Dao. It's really evil recently, He Yangkong said with a sneer. The woman named Qin Shuang, I must catch her alive, actually killing my Mad Thunder Tiger, and the people around her. Always I have shown up, but I can always escape. I must let him see and see me. After the two of you went in, look at that's alright, your strength is too weak, and only fight to the Saint World-defying dragon to the road to dead end, said an old man. This is a charming, but Saint World-defying dragon has been injured at this time, the strength is greatly reduced, and we will be safer at the time. Chapter 3282. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang, who were above the big tree, were surprised when they learned that the Saint World-defying dragon was injured. The powerful Saint World-defying dragon was actually injured. This is a great opportunity. We must get Dao Creation Saint Crystal from the Saint World-defying dragon, said an old man from Violent Blade Clan. The bloody front is not calm, let's go ahead. Soon, these dozens of RVs quickly entered the bloody desert. After they stayed away, Shen Shang and Qin Shuang jumped from above and watched the direction they disappeared. Saint World-defying dragon is injured, so they are very likely to get Dao Creation Saint Crystal, and they must not be allowed to get it. Shen Shang was very anxious. The strength of this group of guys is very strong. They join forces, maybe you can really win the Saint World-defying dragon. Yes, let's hurry. Qin Shuang took out the small dragon scales and looked at it. He frowned. No, Saint World-defying is not in that direction. Qin Shuang put the dragon scales on the palm of the hand and then aligns them in several directions, while the brightest direction of the dragon scales is not the direction that the group just said. Don't they go in the wrong direction, Shen Shang said with joyfully, or the Saint World-defying dragon changed direction during this time. This is a slap in the face, we have to hurry to find the Saint World-defying dragon. Quote. Well, let's go, Qin Shuang said. After entering the divine mirror of 6 paths, they rushed to the direction of the Saint World-defying dragon as quickly as possible. Saint World-defying the dragon is very strong and is now injured. This makes Shen Shang and Qin Shuang both worried. There is a strong presence in this desert like the Saint World-defying dragon. I don't know what it hurts the Saint World-defying dragon. In short, we must be very careful when we arrive. If we meet that guy, we might be killed. Shen Shang at divine mirror of 6. A room inside paths, he looked at all around. I now suddenly feel that the divine tool refining with Crystal Emperor is not absolutely sturdy. After all, there are Dao Creation Saint Stone and Dao Creation Saint Crystal on the Crystal Emperor. These are refiner materials that are close to the limit, Qin Shuang said. If you can get a point, add it, it will be very powerful. Although Shen Shang felt unsafe, Qin Shuang felt very good. She could see that Shen Shang, divine mirror of 6 paths, added a lot of Crystal Emperor refining. How much material did you use for this divine mirror of 6 paths? 6. Shen Shang has a lot of Crystal Emperors in his hands, but he still doesn't know how to use it. A lot, Qin Shuang said with amazement. You guys actually got so many Crystal Emperors, can you refine the Crystal Emperor quickly? Of course not fast, I also took a long time to refine, but I know how to use time power, so I can shorten the time with the outside world. Shen Shang bitter with a smile. In time domain now a period of time it's not a comfortable thing to refine the Crystal Emperor. Qin Shuang nodded and said that she could understand that she also knew that refining the Crystal Emperor was not an easy task, and that Shen Shang, because of mastering time power, looked like a rush. Divine mirror of 6 paths is very fast in the bloody desert. Shen Shang was compared to He Yangkong's car. The car was fast, but it was far worse than Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths. Because of the difference in refining materials, He Yangkong's RV was refurbished with myriad Dao divine soil crystal, which is a big concern for many people, but compared to Shen Zhang's 6 crystal emperors, not worth mentioning. Although many of the great forces on Myriad Dao can master a large number of Myriad Dao divine soil, they have a way to refine the Crystal Emperor, so they refine the Crystal Emperor at a very fast speed, and consume the Myriad Dao divine soil crystal. A lot, so the Crystal Emperor is not shallow for those big ethnic groups. Divine Mirror of Six Paths flew for a night in the bloody black desert, and at dawn, the speed of the Divine Mirror of Six Paths suddenly fell. How to suddenly slow down so much? Shen Shang immediately went to see the room all around. He could see it inside, and saw all around as a red violent chi mist, which is the bloody black desert blood wind. Is it because this strange wind is not good? Shen Shang frowned. No, we used to roast before, but we also encountered a lot of this strange wind, but all slowed down, but now it suddenly grows so slow. Many. Qin Shuang looked at her eyebrows carefully, whispered, absolutely not caused by bloody winds, but this all around has a strong strength. This strength leads to space distortion, bursting out a strong violent strength, blocking Divine Mirror of Six Paths going forward. You look closely at the bloody winds and are constantly blowing around. This is not a normal blood wind. Don't Saint World Defying Dragon is nearby. Shen Zhang's heart suddenly jumped up. Saint World Defying Dragon was very strong. Although he had seen many powerful dragons before, he still felt terrified. Go out and see, Qin Shuang said. Now we are all squatting, we can only take the risk to see, otherwise wait for Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan. They let us, we have close to Saint World Defying opportunity. Okay, Shen Shang immediately went out with Qin Shuang, and when he was fermented, Shen Shang sensed a familiar atmosphere, which was the unique atmosphere of the dragon. Saint World Defying is really close by, this guy is really terrifying. Shen Shang felt the space of all around tremble with a strong momentum, and you can see the power of the Saint World Defying Dragon. Shen Shang suddenly thought that there is also a World Defying Azure Dragon in his own Divine Sea, but that is World Defying Realm. If he later enters World Defying Sacred Realm, World Defying Azure Dragon is also Saint World Defying Azure Dragon. Yes, I don't know how the strength compares with the current Saint World Defying Dragon. This guy is too strong, we have wanted to move on, Qin Shuang asked. Carry on. They returned to the Divine Mirror of Six Paths, letting the Divine Mirror of Six Paths roll slowly and roll in the direction of the front. Not good, Shen Shang suddenly saw a wide, deep seam in front. Divine Mirror of Six Paths almost fell in, just as he could stop Divine Mirror of Six Paths. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang came out from the inside, standing beside the seams and looking down. The strong breath of the stock was pouring from below. We can't go down, it's too dangerous, and we can't fly, Qin Shuang said. I know, Shen Shang walked on the side and was thinking of ways to see how the Saint World Defying Dragon would be introduced. Qin Shuang already knows Shen Zhang's plan. Shen Shang just to tell Saint World Defying Dragon, there are enemies to squat, and then let him ambush, but only squatting, only to know Saint World Defying Dragon has been injured. Chapter 3283. So Shen Shang had to change his plan, and he could only report to Saint World Defying, let the Saint World Defying Dragon hurry up, or be cautious, not to mention the scams of Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan. As long as Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan can't get Dao Creation Saint Crystal, Shen Shang feels that the trip is a success. How can we bring the Saint World Defying Dragon to the top? Qin Shuang is also trying to find a way. Although she thought of a few, she didn't think it would work, because it's more violent, it's easier to put Saint World Defying Dragon is angry. Those guys should be coming soon. The Saint World Defying Dragon will release the sputum and it will definitely be sensed. Even if they are in the wrong direction, they can find the location of the Saint World Defying Dragon through this breath, Qin Shuang said. Shen Shang bit his teeth and said, you can only try this method, although some adventures. It won't be violent. If it is, you still don't have to try it. Saint World Defying is injured at this time. If he is irritated, it is not a good thing. Maybe he will kill us when he gets on. Qin Shuang said, she can think of this method, but she feels that it doesn't work. That is, using a powerful strength to attack the depths of the ground, it will definitely make a big move. It's not what you think. Shen Shang took a deep breath, only to see his eyes suddenly glittering for a while. Then, there was an azure glow over the seam, a huge vortex of the azure glow star, a dragon roar slammed out, only a huge portion of the lightning flashed out of the whirlpool, and inside the lightning wrapped, an azure appeared. Formidable dragon. This is Azure Dragon, Qin Shuang screamed and retried. She was so close to Azure Dragon that she was so shocked. The huge dragon body is like a giant pillar, and the huge dragon scales on the azure above emits azure brilliance, accompanied by a hint of lightning glow, and the majestic lightning is constantly pouring from the dragon scales. The azure dragon roared and rushed to the sky, and the roar of the roar shook the earth, and countless lightnings burst out from the huge dragon's body, like a sudden lightning storm, beating on the earth. It was very shocking and terrifying. Qin Shuang was shocked by dumbstruck, and of course she knew that this azure dragon was Shen Zhang's release. One person can release a dragon. There is only one possibility. This person who cultivates world-defying divine beast and who can cultivate world-defying divine beast is very terrifying. This is the true strength of Shen Zhang. Azure dragon can fly, Shen Zhang groaned. He wanted to let azure dragon fly under the abyss, but when he had this idea, he had a suspendly under the abyss and passed the spoon. The red light glow emerges from below, directly to the sky. Out of the way, it's really powerful. Shen Zhang released the world-defying azure dragon at this time. After comparing, the strength of this saint world-defying dragon is clearer. The saint world-defying dragon is more powerful than his world-defying azure dragon. Saint world-defying the dragon is a fiery red, and it is a huge fire dragon. It goes straight to world-defying azure dragon, and a flame is sprayed in the mouth. I am not your opponent. Shen Zhang knows the power of the saint world-defying dragon. At this time, his world-defying azure dragon is still not up to, and he does not want to resist it. This will hurt world-defying azure dragon. Qin Shuang knows that Shen Zhang has cultivated world-defying divine beast, which is very rare, and now saint world-defying dragon is attacking world-defying azure dragon, which makes her worry and wants to shoot. Shen Zhang, you are taking back world-defying azure dragon, and then leaving. Your world-defying azure dragon can't be destroyed here. Qin Shuang knows the importance of world-defying azure dragon, as long as Shen Zhang enters world-defying sacred realm, the strength of this world-defying azure dragon is definitely more shocking than it is now. We can't run back without the curtain, Shen Zhang said. This guy already knows we are here. Shen Zhang grabbed the divine mirror of 6 paths, then closed her eyes and gave a loud voice. He shot a red light through the divine mirror of 6 paths. The red light landed on the world-defying green dragon body, only to see world-defying azure dragon. The scales suddenly became red. Shen Zhang, this is to summon the scarlet fire divine dragon, the 6-day Tao God animal combination, only through the strange stone in the divine mirror of 6 paths to make them blend together. Azure dragon roar, the azure dragon scales of the body turned into red, spewing a burning arrogance, and a huge pair of wings appeared on the back, which is the wings of vermilion bird. The dragon claw has also undergone a huge change. It is a combination of the dragon and the tiger's claws. It looks bigger, sharper and stronger. The scales of the saint world-defying dragon are thicker and stronger, because it is a combination of black tortoise. The most terrifying is the internal force of earth-suppressing divine elephant, which is constantly roaring, and there is a series of heaven shaking, earth shattering, like to suppress the world and suppress everything. Scarlet fire divine dragon looks like a sturdy, and huger than the saint world-defying dragon, especially the huge vermilion bird fire wings, fluttering, setting off a violent flame hurricane, blowing the saint world-defying dragon dare not approach. I don't want to fight with you, and I am not your enemy. If you can understand me, stop it. Shen Zhang's voice was sent through the scarlet fire divine dragon, like a thunder cry. Qin Shuang saw world-defying azure dragon become such a terrifying scarlet fire divine dragon, almost sitting on the ground. She looked at Shen Zhang's back, her heart was shocking, she did not know how much strength this man is hiding in front of him. Shen Zhang is so mysterious and powerful in her eyes at this time. We are not enemies, Saint World-Defying said. Yes, said Shen Zhang. I know that you have been injured, and now there is a group of very powerful guys on the road. They want to take away the Tao Creation Saint Crystal in your hands. I am a slap in the face. Shen Zhang's words make the Saint World-Defying dragon roar in anger. The guys are very strong. They are Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan. I have limited strength. I am not their opponent, so you should be careful or leave here, said Shen Zhang. Tao Creation Saint Crystal never fall into their hands. Okay, many thanks, Saint World-Defying said, and drilled into the ground. Shen Zhang hastily took the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon back. He felt that the atmosphere of the Saint World-Defying dragon was gradually weakening and should have left under the depths, which made him and Qin Shuang relieved. It's really successful, Qin Shuang felt incredulous. She thought that Saint World Defying would actually listen to Shen Zhang's words, stay away from it, and the most what she thought was that Shen Shang had such a powerful scarlet fire divine dragon. They entered the divine mirror of 6 paths and were about to leave, but they heard the distant ancestors of the ancestors, and then there was a hot gas surge. No, they are stirring up, Shen Shang said, biting his teeth. He was busy in a while, and the Saint World Defying dragon was finally cut off. Chapter 3284. Qin Shuang hurriedly said. Don't worry, the Saint World Defying dragon is hurt, but it is so powerful that it won't be so easy to lose. Let's hurry and see. The sound is opposite the seam, we can't fly, how to cross the seam, Shen Shang said from the divine mirror of 6 paths and frowned. You can skip it. I can, Qin Shuang said, grabbing Shen Shang and jumping vigorously, skipping the wide seam. After they entered the divine mirror of 6 paths, they quickly circulated the dragon rumors. When approaching, Shen Shang came out of the divine mirror of 6 paths, and the atmosphere was very violent, making it easier for them to hide. Which RV is He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan? Shen Shang looked for a car that was covered in black sand. He could only see a little shadow and couldn't find it quickly. The strength of He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan can't enter the battlefield at this time, so they must hide in the RV to watch the fun. This is a good opportunity for them to start. Their RV is very strong, we don't get in, Qin Shuang soon found Zhu Haixuan's RV. She hated Zhu Haixuan most, because Zhu Haixuan always thought about her secretly, which made her feel sick. Moreover, Zhu Haixuan was cut off from an arm at this time, and the strength was greatly reduced. If she and Shen Shang joined forces, they would certainly succeed. Don't worry, I broke it directly with my sword, Shen Shang said. I'll probably use the strength of world-defying divine beast. Well, Qin Shuang knew that it was Shen Zhang's secretive strength. She knew very well that if Shen Zhang's world-defying divine beast was exposed, what would happen would definitely attract the attention of many ethnic groups and would definitely think grab the hand. Close to the RV, Feng Ke suddenly said, you follow what I said, so that you can destroy the RV with a sword. Killing Zhu Haixuan is the most important, because the death of Ji Xingyuan is caused by Zhu Haixuan, and Shen Shang must take revenge. Feng Ke told Shen Shang a position. Shen Shang remembered, with the foot strength, facing the position next to the middle of the RV, the smashing sword went down. At this time he's still concealed with the reverse strength, but the breath is leaking. With a bang, after the car was split in two by Shen Shang, the energy inside the car rushed out, creating a strong explosion. Qin Shuang also leapt, holding the purple Yang divine sword, like a purple light. Slut, it's you, Qin Shuang was in a hurry, he was real. I thought that Qin Shuang would appear here. He thought that Qin Shuang was tracking along the way, and now the old man in the caravan left, only to shoot. He Yangkong's RV is nearby, and Zhu Haixuan has such a big movement and suddenly. He Yangkong must have found out. He just got off the bus and saw Qin Shuang. He has been passed, but was released by Shen Shang. The priest is doing the same. After Shen Shang destroyed Zhu Haixuan's RV, although she exposed her own breath, but the appearance of Qin Shuang, Zhu Haixuan ignored Shen Zhang's existence. Shen Shang also just converged, hastily hid near He Yangkong's RV, wait for He Yangkong. As he expected, He Yangkong saw Qin Shuang from the window of the RV, and his heart was in a hurry. Because Qin Shuang killed his Mad Thunder, he hurriedly got off the bus. He also thought that Qin Shuang was tracking all the way. After He Yangkong got off the bus, he immediately remembered Qin Shuang and his party, but it was already late. Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths had already shrouded him. Who are you? He Yangkong finally saw Shen Zhang's true identity, which was actually a human being, which made him unexpected, because in his eyes, even if human beings are stronger, they are also limited in strength, and most powerful human beings is alchemist. I am the one who kills your screaming tiger, Shen Shang said with a sneer. But I have to tell you that it is the savage thunder tiger attacking me first. You have a pet well managed, biting people everywhere, being after killing. I hate it, and I have to reflect on my own mistakes. I also chase after us everywhere, and make us hide from Tibet. You are such a low-lying human being, you actually killed my pet. He Yangkong was anxious, he wanted to break away from Shen Shang divine mirror of 6 paths and release the Miao M Shu, but he could not succeed. Lo, Shen Shang laughed, 9 firmaments divine sword flashed in his hands. He stabbed He Yangkong's chest with a sword. I am low-lying, but you are dead in my hands, watching art. You are still dying, so you are still dead. He Yangkong, I thought that Shen Shang really dared to say. You are a human, do you know who you killed? But I am Soul River God Clan. I am. Shen Shang slammed violent sun fire into He Yangkong's body through 9 firmaments divine sword, burning He Yangkong into ash from the inside. He Yangkong died, and Zhu Haixuan, who was alone in the distance, saw it. He Yangkong was stronger than him, but he was killed. Zhu Haixuan has a history of Jiao Jiao. But now, the expert is going to deal with the Saint World-defying dragon. Qin Shuang also thinks that Shen Shang relies on divine mirror of 6 paths, and he is very arrogant to kill He Yangkong, a powerful mad war god, but she thinks that Shen Shang has cultivated world-defying divine beast, and her strength is not weak. Kill He Yangkong also what? Just now, Shen Shang also secretly used many of the strengths of world-defying divine beast, otherwise he could entrap He Yangkong with divine mirror of 6 paths and almost ran out of He Yangkong. When he killed He Yangkong, he looked at the shallow 5, but he had already consumed most of his strength. Father, I am going to save me, Zhu Haixuan suddenly screamed, and Shen Shang had used anti-strength vanish from sight, which made Zhu Haixuan even more fearful, because in the distance as fighting the Saint World-defying dragon, a violent the volatility of the breath, he could not sense where Shen Shang was. At the time of Zhu Haixuan, Qin Shuang's purple yang divine sword had pierced Zhu Haixuan's abdomen, and Zhu Haixuan screamed, and then Qin Shuang slammed into the legs, which made Zhu Haixuan violent. A breath is approaching, Qin Shuang hastily gave Shen Shang sound transmission, and Shen Shang suddenly appeared behind Zhu Haixuan, only to see his arm entangled in a faint scarlet fire divine dragon phantom, with a flame. Uncle, I avenge you. Shen Shang smashed the fist of scarlet fire divine dragon, bursting with the violent sun fire. Through the chest moment of Zhu Haixuan, the majestic flame violent power exploded. In the body of Zhu Haixuan, it's crazy. Zhu Haixuan screamed, and Ji Xingyuan appeared in his mind, because Ji Xingyuan was also a personal thing. He knew this person and knew the name. At that time, he only thought that killing would kill, I thought someone will avenge Ji Xingyuan. But now, he died because of this. This kind of death is so sudden. Suddenly has to make him unprepared. The kind of nostalgia for the world before he died makes him feel very unwilling. He talks about a big group. The son of elder, who is honored and masculine, but now he is dying. Boom! Zhu Haixuan's body was turned into a white ash by the flame devourer, and Shen Shang entered the divine mirror of 6 paths with Qin Shuang, hiding it. Chapter 3285. After Zhu Haixuan made a scream, the people over there have already heard that Zhu Haixuan's father is also here. It is a middle-aged man who entered the world-defying sacred realm, named Zhu Qingning. The strength is very terrifying and he quickly flies. And he smashed, but saw Zhu Haixuan. Zhu Haixuan was killed by the flame of Shen Shang, has become a fly ash, was blown away by the blood wind here, has been vanished from sight, so his father does not know that he died at this time. Zhu Qingning carefully observed all around, and finally, the weapon that can damage this RV must be very powerful, and the people who use the weapon are also very strong. Zhu Qingning, I saw that my son is here, and my heart is very anxious. What makes him most worried is that He Yangkong is also here, obviously it's happening here. He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan are very good geniuses, their strength is not weak, and they are hiding in the sturdy RV, but this is still happening now, which makes Zhu Qingning feel desperate because he has a strong consciously, He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan have been killed. Who is it? Give me out, Zhu Qingning snarled, and they underestimated the dangers in this bloody black desert, otherwise they would not let the 2 young geniuses stay here. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang are hiding nearby. They all saw the reaction of Zhu Qingning. Zhu Qingning is also a powerful guy. At this time, he has to participate in the battle. The pressure of Saint World-defying dragon will definitely weaken. Zhu Qingning looked for it all around. What did he find? He finally judged through the car that had been smashed. It was destroyed with a weapon. He felt that he could do this and only use Crystal Emperor. Divine weapon. I will find you. Zhu Qingning looked at the fierce battlefield in the distance. Although the Saint World-defying dragon was injured, it was still very strong. He had to hurry to deal with the Saint World-defying dragon, otherwise they would white ran. Zhu Qingning after the past, Shen Shang immediately mobilized Divine Mirror of 6 Paths in the past. The Saint World-defying dragon hovered in the sky, spewing a group of flames of energy in the mouth, or a flame, constantly attacking the ground, and sweeping the ground from time to time with the tail. The people on the ground are very good. They should all be world-defying sacred realm. They have shields in their hands. This can resist those who have been attacking the curtains. They seem to be prepared and used shields. They are all dedicated to restraining the flames, so they have a little bit of fear and a little bit of consumption with the Saint World-defying dragon. This crowded expert resisted the attack of the Saint World-defying dragon on the ground side while controlling the various divine weapons in their hands, letting them fly into the sky and attacking the Saint World-defying dragon. Saint World-defying the dragon's body is very powerful and it is easy to be a target. Is this Saint World-defying dragon running from the ground? Why did it emerge suddenly? Shen Shang approached and saw a huge deep hole. Obviously the Saint World-defying dragon was flying from the deep. I don't know, maybe those guys have mastered the Saint World-defying dragon, so the Saint World-defying dragon is very concerned, Qin Shuang said. Although the Saint World-defying dragon was besieged, it always had the upper hand. The people who attacked him below did not occupy the convenient position. They could only drag on like this and wanted to consume the strength of the Saint World-defying dragon. Then they used the formation again. Seal the plate. However, the Saint World-defying dragon is full of strength at this time, and for so long, there are signs of weakness, and the group of people are shocked. If they continue, the last thing that is exhausted is there. Stop, if you attack again, we will destroy this. An old man dressed in a violent blade clan holds a fiery red bead and doesn't know what's inside. Saint World-defying saw this thing, shouted, immediately stopped the attack, so suspended in the air, looking at the fiery red beads with a pair of angry eyes. At this point, everyone is excited, quickly releasing their strongest strength, crazy attacking the huge Saint World-defying dragon suspended in the sky. Hong hong hong, countless strands of powerful energy shock the body of the Saint World-defying dragon, causing a strong explosion, and the huge dragon body of the Saint World-defying dragon trembled as he endured great anger. The stuff in the hands of the old man is very important to the Saint World-defying dragon, so when the Saint World-defying dragon fled below the deep ground, feel the energy released by the fiery red beads, and immediately squatted. What the hell is that? This is the weakness of the Saint World-defying dragon. Shen Shang approached and immediately released the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon through the Divine Mirror of Six Paths. Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon flies out like a snake, shot like a fire, and close to the old man's fiery red beads. The flaming red beads are not too big, one hand can catch, and when the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon flies past, it is swallowed in one bite. What is this? The old man just felt a hot breath approaching, he reacted to the roasting, the bead was not in his hand, and he saw a fire. The Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon was very fast, and immediately after entering the Divine Mirror of Six Paths, Shen Shang also had tightly controlled the Divine Mirror of Six Paths to fly away, and the squatting away from the battlefield. The Saint World-defying dragon in the air roared and then entered the deep hole, also vanished from sight. Chasing, Violent Blade Clan old man looked at the direction in which Divine Mirror of Six Paths disappeared, turned into a black shadow, quickly caught up, and others hastily chased. Obviously, the beads that Shen Shang snatched were much more important than the Saint World-defying dragons. The flaming red beads were held in the hands of Shen Shang. He looked at it carefully and couldn't see anything. Although he released a faint fiery red glow, he had a little breath and didn't feel hot. This bead is very important to the Saint World-defying dragon. What is it? Shen Shang looked at Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang shook her head, she didn't know what it was. No matter, wait until you see the Saint World-defying dragon and give it to him. Now let's get rid of those guys. Shen Shang can see in the Divine Mirror of Six Paths that the people behind are chasing very tight, and they are still behind. Attacking, playing a powerful energy, Divine Mirror of Six Paths was blown up several times, so that it can keep flying at the fastest speed. The people chasing after him looked at this thing like a wheel, and suddenly felt familiar, as if they had heard of it. An old man suddenly from Soul River God Clan said, I think of it. Yan Kong said that Qin Shuang, who he chased, hid in this thing, very fast. After Zhu Qingning heard it, his face changed. He Yan Kong and my son are gone, is it Qin Shuang, this little slut? Chapter 3286. When everyone heard Zhu Qingning's words, their faces changed, especially the people of Soul River God Clan, He Yan Kong, but their Soul River God Clan was very important. This time their patriarch didn't come, but patriarch's son came. If something goes wrong, they have to bear the responsibility. They saw Divine Mirror of Six Paths and they will recognize it. Shen Shang said, if you know that you are doing it by Qin Shuang, would you have any big trouble? Not afraid, Qin Shuang indifferently said, I have been in trouble for a long time. This is more like me, I am also a troublesome thing. Shen Shang said with a smile. Qin Shuang is the granddaughter of Sun Old Ancestor. She knows a lot of things, especially some secrets about the big ethnic group, so she hates those big groups very much. Now I have killed 2 very famous genius sections, He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan, which makes her very excited, because if this thing is passed out, there will definitely be many people who praise her, because many people hate those very much. Large ethnic group. Heavenly ancient imperial family now knows you and me together, if you are exposed, I will also be exposed, Shen Shang said. What, are you afraid? Qin Shuang looked with a contempt. What am I afraid of? Shen Shang snorted. Don't underestimate me, you know how strong I am, and I'm never afraid of causing trouble. Shen Shang just did not come to Myriad Dao for a long time, and made this kind of heaven-shaking, earth-shattering, Qin Shuang still admire. Qin Shuang looked at the front and frowned. No, the front seems to be a very dangerous place. Shen Shang saw everything in front of the room wall in the divine mirror of 6 paths. It was an area burning with red flames. At first glance, the area covered by the red flame in front was boundless, like the endless sea of fire. This is the sea of fire, which is very dangerous. Qin Shuang's expression reveals the color of fear, even where she is afraid, it must be very terrifying. How dangerous is it? There is a large group of experts chasing behind, and now they can only go forward, there is no other way to go. There is no powerful guy in the sea of fire. The only danger is that the temperature inside is very high. It is said that there is a flame that can easily melt the Crystal Emperor. Qin Shuang said. This is what I heard from my grandfather. My grandfather talked about this place in the past. He used to come here and use the flame inside to refine the Crystal Emperor. Even Crystal Emperor can melt, it is really dangerous. But Shen Shang has no choice but to enter the front of the sea of fire. It's blood of fire. Zhu Qingning was shocked. We can't go in again, otherwise there is only road to dead end. The flame inside is very strange. If the temperature rises, we can't run. They can only watch divine mirror of 6 paths roll into the sea of fire. Don't worry, they are dead. Well, the crystal inside can melt the Crystal Emperor, even if the wheel is made with Crystal Emperor, it won't last long and it will be damaged. Haixuan is very likely to be killed by them. Zhu Qingning angrily said. We have to go back and look at their lives, if they are broken. Zhu Haixuan can't imagine that if he really determines that Zhu Haixuan is dead, he doesn't know what to do. Soul River God clan's face is also ugly. They all know that He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan have many enemies, but there are few revenge, even if they are difficult to succeed, although Zhu Haixuan was previously cut off, at least people are still there. But now, and possibly die. They never thought that someone would really kill Heaven's chosen child of these big ethnic groups. Heaven's chosen child in their ethnic group is very honorable. Even if they do something wrong, they don't allow others to take revenge, and they have been indulging. These Heaven's chosen child, they are very arrogant outside, depending on the life of others, like grass and mustard, free to harvest. But now, they finally paid the price for the mistakes they made. Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan lost a lot of money. They didn't win the Saint World Defying. The thing that lured the Saint World Defying dragon was lost. If you kill 2 Heaven's chosen child, they will be more painful. Shen Shang controls divine mirror of 6 paths into the blood of the sea of fire, constantly moving forward, and the speed is also very fast. They didn't chase in, Shen Shang said. Why didn't you see them? Because it is too dangerous, people who don't know anything about this place will not enter here. Qin Shuang said. Their old fellows know this place very clearly, so they certainly won't come in. Qin Shuang's face was full of worry, even with a trace of fear. Although she was not afraid of death, she did not like this method of death. Is this place really so dangerous? Shen Shang looked at the beautiful face of Qin Shuang and asked with a smile. Really terrifying. I can use the power of flame and ice, but I can't resist the flame here, Qin Shuang said. The flame here is very strange, and it will gradually increase the temperature from time to time, and wait until people notice it. It's already late, just like boiling water to cook a frog. Shen Shang has controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths into the bloody sea of fire far away from the first stage distance, but he did not feel any change in temperature. Although Shen Shang has heard of terrifying here, he has nothing to worry about. After all, he has not seen the terrifying of the flame here. Well, I am going around a big circle and leaving this place. Shen Shang controls divine mirror of 6 paths to change direction, as long as they leave the blood of the sea of fire, don't appear in the incoming position, that's alright. Qin Shuang was relieved at this point. She knew that the divine mirror of 6 paths was very fast and it would not take long to leave the bloody fire of the sea. However, just after divine mirror of 6 paths changed direction, Shenshang and Qin Shuang both spontaneously sensed a heat transfer. After feeling the heat, Shenshang and Qin Shuang immediately felt a hot glow. The sting is getting into their body. Come on, the terrifying flame appeared. Qin Shuang's face changed. Don't worry, we will be able to go out soon. Shenshang comforted Qin Shuang, who controlled divine mirror of 6 paths to speed up, but found that divine mirror of 6 paths was slowly getting slower. No, divine mirror of 6 paths is damaged and it has begun to distort. Shenshang was frightened, and now he finally saw the terrifying of the bloody sea of fire. Qin Shuang's most worrying thing happened, her face became pale, and at this time she also sensed that the burning sting of the stalk was constantly strengthening. You are thinking of a way, I can't deal with this kind of flame. Qin Shuang shouted. The speed of divine mirror of 6 paths is steadily slowing down. If this continues, the entire divine mirror of 6 paths will be destroyed. Shenshang never thought that the divine tool made with 6 crystal emperors would have melted. Chapter 3287. Although the situation is very urgent, Shenshang has remained calm and is constantly thinking of ways. Shenshang hastily released a strong time power shrouded divine mirror of 6 paths, which changed the time of divine mirror of 6 paths, which slowed divine mirror of 6 paths. The deformation can support divine mirror of 6 paths to run out. However, what surprised him was that time domain was very smooth when used in Hidden Jade Villa, but it was difficult to work outside because the law of time on Myriad Dao was different. Would you like to finish? Shenshang took the red beads and took the divine mirror of 6 paths. Little Shuang, use your biggest strength to resist the flames here, that's alright at the main first stage. After Shenshang went out, let Feng Ka ignite the fireproof formation in divine mirror of 6 paths. It's only a short time, Qin Shuang said, then released a cold shield. The divine mirror of 6 paths was just morphed, but the interior was not damaged. He released the scarlet fire divine dragon through the divine mirror of 6 paths. He wanted to give it a try. Saint World Defying could fly to the sky, but the more he found above, the higher the temperature of the flame. The scarlet fire divine dragon can't afford it, and it can't fly into the air. Now he can only use the strength of scarlet fire divine dragon to resist the kind of blood-colored flame. The blood in the blood of the sea of fire is very terrifying, the temperature is constantly rising, as if there is no limit. Shenshang finally profoundly learned the terrifying of this flame. With a few protections, they can temporarily resist the invasion of blood. What's next? Qin Shuang asked. Wait. Shenshang clasped the red beads, which tempted the Saint World Defying Dragon, and he felt that the Saint World Defying Dragon would be able to withstand the flames here. A little bit passed, Qin Shuang's strength is also consumed, and Shenshang releases the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, urging the formation in Divine Mirror of 6 paths, and quickly consuming his strength. Not long after, they sensed the burning sting. Suddenly, the earth shook and was split open. Only a dragon roar was heard, and a red dragon flew out from the ground. Come up, the Saint World Defying Dragon appeared. He burned a red flame on his body. It looked like the blood fire here, and he didn't know if he was related to this mysterious sea of fire. Shenshang and Qin Shuang hastily jumped on the back of the Saint World Defying Dragon, and the Saint World Defying Dragon shouted and flew into the air. On the back of the Saint World Defying Dragon, both Shenshang and Qin Shuang felt cool. Of course, the back of the Saint World Defying Dragon is still very hot, but compared to the Sea of Fire, it is very cool. You are so powerful, my dragons can't fly. Shenshang tried to get the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon to fly, but it didn't work. You are not strong enough to resist this Sea of Fire now. Saint World Defying Dragon flew into the sky. Shenshang and Qin Shuang overlooked the Sea of Fire. They found that from the edge of the Sea of Fire there is a long way to go. The Saint World Defying Dragon did not take them out, but continued to go deep into the Sea of Fire. What is this bead? Shenshang asked. Because the relationship between Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon and Shenshang got the bead, the Saint World Defying Dragon had no hostility to Shenshang. This is my life, said Saint World Defying. After Shenshang released his hand, the fiery red beads released a blood-colored flame, then fell onto a dragon's scales, plunged into the dragon's body and entered the interior of the Saint World Defying Dragon. How can such an important thing fall into the hands of those guys? Shen Shang finally understands why the Saint World-defying dragon is being smashed, and the actual beat is his real life. Saint World-defying dragon, your strength is so strong, how can the souls of Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan take your life? Qin Shuang also felt incredible. When I was practicing, I needed to merge Violent World-defying Soul, so I let my life go to World-defying Soul River, just hit the Violent Blade Clan guy. My life is very strong, but I still caught them. At that time, I killed them with a few yuan. Saint World-defying said. When life is far away from me for a period of time, I can't control it unless I return to me. When Saint World-defying dragon practice, it would be very dangerous to send such an important life to World-defying Soul River. No wonder those guys come in with such confidence. Shen Shang said. They seem to have not sent the strongest expert. Yes, but they are still very confident, but a pity. Qin Shuang smiled, and they didn't count Shen Shang to come here. Originally, Shen Shang was too lazy to participate in this matter, but he was suddenly informed that Ji Xingyuan was killed by Violent Blade Clan. In order to revenge, he had to revenge Violent Blade Clan at all costs, plus he was chased by He Yangkong. So he also solved He Yangkong by the way. Saint World-defying dragon, where did your Tao Creation Saint Crystal come from? How do they know that you have Tao Creation Saint Crystal? Shen Shang is very curious, and the Violent Blade Clan is only the life of the Saint World-defying dragon. They read some memories from my life. Saint World-defying said. My Tao Creation Saint Crystal was found from this place, and it is still difficult to tame, in order to conquer that small piece of Tao Creation. Saint Crystal, I almost got killed, so if you encounter it, be careful. Shen Shang did not expect Tao Creation Saint Crystal to be found from this bloody sea of fire. The blood of the Sea of Fire is a huge treasure house, in which there are Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal, and only this kind of thing can be preserved under this flame. Saint World-defying said. Tao Creation the Saint Stone is also easy to conquer, but Tao Creation Saint Crystal is hard. This kind of thing actually has to be conquered. Shen Shang suddenly feels that it is very difficult to get Tao Creation Saint Stone. Tao Creation Saint Crystal has been conquered by me, even if they can snatch it, it can't be used. Under my control, Tao Creation Saint Crystal will burst and can kill them directly. Saint World-defying dragon said with a smile. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang sat on the back of the dragon and looked at the red sea of fire below, blowing a gust of wind, and suddenly felt that the scenery inside the bloody black desert was really unique. Saint World-defying dragon, where are you going to take us? Qin Shuang asked. She never thought she could ride the Saint World-defying dragon, which made her feel very satisfying. Blood Island, said the Saint World-defying dragon. It is an island of bloody sea of fire, which will not be burned by flames. There is still such a place in the blood of the Sea of Fire. Qin Shuang has never heard of it. After all, it is not easy to enter the depths of the Sea of Fire, unless it can fly like a Saint World-defying dragon, and not afraid blood is good. Chapter 3288. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang with Saint World-defying. This is a small island, all around is surrounded by blood-colored flames, although there will be a bloody wind blowing from time to time, but the island is very cool. Is this island only you? Shen Shang felt it was very deserted, although the island was not very hot, but there was a plant here, bear. Only I can smash the scorpion to the sandpiper, said Saint World-defying. When Shen Shang was in the city of Aolong, I heard that Saint World-defying was missing for a long time. I thought that I was hiding here. He was also taken away recently and will take action to leave the island. Looking for a life outside. Then we will practice a period of time here. Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan will definitely look around, maybe some things will be found from Heavenly Ancient Imperial Family soon. Shen Shang knows that he and Qin Shuang will be exposed soon after the Heavenly Ancient Primal World, and that he will enter the Purple Yang Temple, where he gets more than 10 Crystal Emperors, but the Robber King is mad. Shen Shang has successfully refining myriad Tao Divine Soil Dan, who can rely on this kind of Dan to strengthen his body and let himself break through as soon as possible. Little Shuang, you are now at the peak of Violent World-defying realm, you should also break through, Shen Shang said. If you can break through, it is not a very young world-defying sacred realm expert. Qin Shuang nodded. The young world-defying sacred realm expert is there, but it is rare. There are such geniuses in all ethnic groups. Of course, the so-called youth is just a superficial look, though they have lived for a long time, but they are all able to step into world-defying sacred realm in a short time, which is a very important person in a large ethnic group. Shen Shang thinks that Qin Shuang should not be too difficult to break through. After all, she is the granddaughter of Sun Old Ancestor, and she has lived a lifetime before, and she is very experienced in practice. You can hurry up and practice. If you can step into the world-defying realm middle stage, the strength will definitely be greatly improved, Qin Shuang said. Even if it is a genius war god, it is hard to beat you in the same level, unless Divine Mirror of Six Paths is not allowed. Speaking of Divine Mirror of Six Paths, Qin Shuang took it out, although it was melted and deformed before, but it was traumatized. It can still be used, but the surface looks so flat. I have to refine Dan now. Qin Shuang took out Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove. You unexpectedly know alchemy too, the saint world-defying dragon suspended in the air saw, some surprised. I am a genius in this area, Qin Shuang said with a smile. You have Dan to refine. It is, yes, I thought you were a refiner, said Saint World-Defying. I also need to sleep for a period of time, so that the life is completely integrated with my fleshly body. It is good. Today, this bloody island is very safe. If someone can enter here, it must be a very strong existence, at least with the Saint World-Defying dragon. Shen Zhang's previously refining myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan only used the derivative method, but now he has enough time, so he wants to try the collision method. His Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove is made with Crystal Emperor, which is very strong. He thinks there should be nothing to ask. Next, he used the same as Feng Ka, alchemy. When using the collision method, Qin Shuang himself could handle it, but it was very expensive for him. If Feng Ka helped, it will be a lot easier. Qin Shuang is also resting quietly next to her. I don't know if she needs to practice like this. It is only a step from the peak of violent world-defying realm to enter world-defying sacred realm, but this step is very difficult. Qin Shuang they practiced in Bloodwind Island, and the major cities above Myriad Dao opened their pots, as Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan released the most wanted warrants. They used 10 Crystal Emperors to slap them. They didn't know that it was Divine Mirror of Six Paths. They also had information about Qin Shuang. After Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan went back, they found that the fat beads of He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan were broken, which means they were dead. Those people knew that Qin Shuang was present, so they decided that Qin Shuang was doing it, and the mysterious person who has been with Qin Shuang. After the release of the rewards, Violent Blade Clan quickly got a clue, as a useful clue to get a reward for Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. Zhu Qingning, one of the top 10 mad war god of Violent Blade Clan, went with his son, actually brought back. The most angry is him. He certainly knows that his son has many enemies, but he Yu Lan Chen Shu. Zhu Qingning in a secret room, he was met with a proud young man. After seeing Zhu Qingning, the man's proud face was disappeared. This man is Hong Ganyi, the genius mad war god of heavenly ancient imperial family. He knows things about Qin Shuang and Qin Shuang. Hong Ganyi told Zhu Qingning what he knew, but he said that Qin Shuang and Qin Shuang were the ones he made. Otherwise Zhu Qingning would definitely be angry because Hong Ganyi would not bring Qin Shuang. This happened. With Purple Yang Divine Sword and Solar Sword Blood, I also master the Myriad Dao Divine Soil of the Sun Old Ancestor, Qin Shuang. Zhu Qingning listened to Hong Ganyi's narrative and also believed Hong Ganyi. Because Shen Zhang's Divine Mirror of Six Paths is very powerful, and only the Crystal Emperor can be used to refine it. He also suspects that this is the refining of the Sun Old Ancestor. Well, this is a reward for you. Zhu Qingning gave Hong Ganyi a Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. If anything is discovered, you can still swear, and the same reward will be given to you. Hong Ganyi got a piece of Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal, very excited, nodded quickly, and then left. Purple Yang Divine Sword has appeared. It should be in the hands of Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang got the advantage Yang Divine Sword and then advanced by leaps and bounds, and all of them have 2 violent world-defying battle soul. Sun Old Ancestor left. The things are terrifying. Zhu Qingning fists. They have now entered the Sea of Fire. If they have the Sun Old Ancestor, maybe they can live, and wait for people to look outside the bloody black desert. Wang Dao met Qin Shuang and knew that Qin Shuang and Shen Shuang relationship were very close. Now that Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan are so rewarded by Qin Shuang and the mysterious people around her, he knows that Shen Shuang and Qin Shuang will definitely make what caused the 2 powerful groups to have such a big movement. After Wang Dao inquired, he learned that He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan were both dead and died in the bloody black desert. He also learned that Shen Shuang and Qin Shuang were both forced into the Sea of Fire, but Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan look back and feel that they may be alive to release such a reward. Chapter 3289. Wang Dao was in a hotel. He also had some injuries on his body. When he attacked Zhu Haixuan, it was because of the strong world-defying sacred realm protection next to Zhu Haixuan, so he could only succeed and could only break Zhu Haixuan. Arm only. Shen Shang, this guy, really succeeded by him. I thought that he actually went to that place. I hope Wang Dao naturally knows the sinisterness of the bloody sea of fire. Wang Dao knows the relationship between Shen Shang and Ji Xingyuan. Now that Zhu Haixuan is dead, it can be said that Wang Dao has also reported that Wang Dao also sighed. Li Ba and Ma Jinhong were also on Myriad Dao. They saw the divine mirror of 6 paths on the rewards. They knew that it was Shen Shang. They had seen Shen Shang use this thing. After knowing that Qin Shuang owns the purple Yang divine sword, Zhu Qingning has released a new reward order and joined Shen Zhang's name and portrait. In a few days, they were investigated by them. Li Ba took the reward order and shook his head and said, "It can be troublesome now. Robber King guys should know too. They will definitely go crazy to find big brothers." Ma Jinhong admired Shen Shang, although Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan have written about why Shen Shang is rewarded. But at first glance, I know that there is a great hatred in this. Of course, Robber King knows that this group of people has been asking about Shen Zhang's news on Myriad Dao, but they have all the gains. But I think of the suddenly rewards in the Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan to see Shen Zhang's portrait. This guy was actually stared at by Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan. He must not let him fall into the hands of these two groups, otherwise the Crystal Emperor will be taken away. Robber King looked dignified, but when Shi Was Shang entered the Purple Yang Temple, many of the Robber Clan people know. In other words, this event will certainly be known by Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan. At all costs, go to Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan to find out about Shen Zhang's. Robber King took a big shot. I want to get all the news about Shen Shang. Their group of robber clans came out of Purple Yang Temple, most of them follow Robber King. Because Robber King has strength, they have been away from Myriad Dao for tens of thousands of years. At this time, there will be many new forces here. If they don't unite together, they will definitely be bullied. I don't know who came out of Weinan. After Shen Shang owns the Purple Yang Divine Sword, she entered the Purple Yang Temple and got more than a dozen sons from the old ancestor. With so many Crystal Emperors, everyone is imagining that everyone is skeptical that Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan want to swallow these Crystal Emperors, so there is a reason for the reward. For the big group of Violent Blade Clan, Crystal Emperor is still very scarce. Just when everyone doubted the purpose of Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan, he learned that He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan were dead, and that Shen Shang and Qin Shuang were killed. Now everyone understands why there is such a reward. Everyone knows the strengths of He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan. It is definitely a rare genius war god, but it is still being killed. They are in trouble. Wang Dao was paying attention to this matter these days. He was also very surprised. Shen Shang actually entered the Purple Yang Temple in legend and got more than 10 Crystal Emperors in it. The same is true of Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan. Now they understand that He Yangkong and Zhu Haixuan have provoked a bad guy. It's no wonder that they will be killed. What surprised them most is that Shen Shang is just a human being, not like they have a bloodline heritage. Bloodwind Island, here is very desolate, the other is very good, very quiet and safe. Shen Shang has refined 10 pieces of collided Myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan. Now I started eating. I don't know if these 10 tablets are enough. After Shen Shang took a meal, he felt that the drug was very violent, and immediately cultivation technique to refining. The effect is very overbearing. Shen Shang laughed, quickly controlling the force to walk around the body, leaving his body in a state of being wrapped by Myriad Dao Divine Soil energy. His fleshly body is constantly increasing, and the speed is extremely fast. But he is not happy, because he feels that his body is like a bottomless pit, and he needs to absorb a lot of this energy to break through. Generally, if you want to get a level from the violent world-defying realm breakthrough, the time required is very long, and it takes 100 years to get the fastest. But this is a slogan for Shen Shang. He doesn't know, some people want to break through, and it takes thousands of years to spend a lot of time. At this stage, Ben is fading away from the rock and the fairy cone. Shen Shang has been rushing to the poor glutinous rice, mainly thanks to his heavenly defying alchemy technique, which always produces a dan that allows him to break through quickly. Look at the ridiculous Gen Wan Kai Gua 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 Wan Kai Gua. Shang 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 Shang. Next, Yan Shang is in the alchemy of Hidden Jade Villa. Big brother Shen, Zhang Silly suddenly shouted. Shen Shang and Zhang Saihua was next to him. Shen Shang opened her eyes and looked at this cute and pretty girl, said with a smile, "What's the matter?" Big brother Shen, Li Li can only condense violent power Dan, and I am violent transformation divine pill, you don't seem to need this kind of Dan now, said Zhang Saihua, although Zhang Saihua is also a girl, but looks spring. Yes, but you don't have to worry, you are still my little sister, Shen Shang said with a smile. Sijing and Mai are also bored here, and it is good to have them with you. Zhang Silly shook his head and said in a light and delicate voice, "In fact, we can evolve, you need to refine what Dan, just give us some food, we can also condense that kind of Dan." Both Zhang Sijing and Zhang Simai were surprised that they had been with the two little girls for a long time, but they didn't know about it. They saw Shen Zhang's non-alchemy, and they remembered it. If there are these two girls' pill spirit to help, it will be much faster. How much do you need to eat? Shen Shang took out a piece of his refining method and derivative method to refine his love. It should be enough to eat 100 capsules. Zhang Saihua took a meal, thought about it, said. 100, this should not be asked. Then you two are 200, Shen Shang thought, although it takes a lot of time to refine, but as long as the two girls' pill spirit evolve, after he wouldn't care about this myriad Tao divine soil. Zhang Simai happily said with a smile, 100 capsules is enough, in a sense, Lili and Wawa are twins. They are born through your blood, as long as one of them has evolved successfully. Then the two of them practice the twin technique, that's all right together. Chapter 3290. Twin Resonance Technique, but Shen Shang feels the most mystical rare technique. If Zhang Saihua succeeded in evolution and then she worked with Zhang Silly to practice the twin rare technique, Zhang Silly could also evolve successfully, which would allow Shen Shang to refine 100 myriad Tao divine soil Dan. It's hard to know the process of alchemy. Okay, that's it. Shen Shang used time domain to cover herself, just using first level time domain. He needed to refine myriad Tao divine soil Dan because of the use of collision and derivative two kinds of Dan Shu refining. The two pill spirits are so powerful. I also plan to refine the pill spirit of myriad Tao divine soil Dan, and I'm very happy with it. Shen Shang was very happy at this time. After the evolution of Zhang Saihua and Zhang Silly, they can condense myriad Tao divine soil Dan every day, and if necessary, they can also condense violent transformation divine pill and violent power Dan. You should have asked Wang Dao about pill spirit last time, you don't seem to know enough about pill spirit, Feng Ka said. Yu Yiren said that pill spirit can also have a very strong combat power. That's for sure. If Li Li eats 100 myriad Tao divine soil Dan, can it be strong? Shen Shang said with a smile. They pill spirit must have their own set of cultivation methods. 100 myriad Tao divine soil Dan, how long will it take for you to refine? Feng Ka asked. The last time I refining 10, it took more than 3 months, it should be completed in more than 30 months, said Shen Shang, in his time domain, more than 30 months outside. 30 days. When Shen Shang refining, it took 35 months, a total of more than 120 tablets, mainly tired and boring, he slowed down during the refining, not letting himself have so much pressure. When he was refining, Zhang Saihua also entered time domain. Zhang Saihua aided while he was refining, so that after he had just refining, Zhang Saihua almost evolved. Well, I have evolved, Zhang Saihua ate after eating 120 tablets. How long has it evolved? She said 100 tablets before, but when she ate 100 tablets, she had an evolution, so Shen Shang can only continue to refine until she evolves. Shen Shang immediately withdrew time domain, then let Zhang Silly and Zhang Saihua together practice the twin rare technique, let them both in time domain, so Shen Shang just waited for a day, they succeeded. Now I am much more relaxed, Shen Shang looked at the two girls' pill spirit after the evolution. Although they looked at the changes, they were able to sense that their fleshly body was strong. Shen Shang pinched their sweet face with 2 hands, happily said with a smile, you are carefully, see the brothel, the media, the doctor, and maybe you can help me. Big brother Shen, we will fight, said Zhang Silly. We can continue to evolve, as long as you give us enough Dans all right. Shen Shang nodded, said with a smile, I will learn a new Dan in the future, and I will cook more for you. Pill spirit is a powerful and magical presence. Myriad Tao divine soil is made from many myriad Tao divine soils, but Zhang Saihua and Zhang Silly can now absorb the energy directly from myriad Tao divine soil Dan. They don't know why they are so amazing. In short, they just can do this kind of thing. It's just 3 hours, Shen Shang couldn't believe. Zhang Sili and Zhang Saihua, while doing other things, did not affect their condensed myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan. Shen Shang looked at the 2 myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, could not help but marvel, because of the quality of this myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, and he used the collision derivative method to refine the scrophal lie. At 3 o'clock, they each condensed 1, that is, 2, and Shen Shang had to refine 1 before it took almost 10 days. It's 2 treasures, Shen Shang in the hidden jade villa, caressing the beautiful face of the girl pill spirit. Next, Shen Shang continued to eat myriad Dao Divine Soil, and when he practiced, he entered the time domain because it could not absorb the unique violent world-defying power on myriad Dao. Zhang Sili and Zhang Saihua can condense 8 myriad Dao Divine Soil Dans in 1 day, which keeps Shen Shang free of alchemy's exhaustion. Qin Shuang practiced for more than a month, then walked around all around, watching her look. Her progress did not seem very smooth. You guy, don't you use alchemy? Qin Shuang this month, she will pay attention to Shen Shang from time to time. She can always see Shen Shang eating the high-quality myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, but she does not see Shen Shang. System. Of course I don't have to refine, Shen Shang laughed, I am a genius alchemist. Qin Shuang observed Shen Shang for 2 days. The more he saw it, the more surprised he was. Shen Shang really didn't need alchemy. He took out 2 myriad Dao Divine Soil Dans every 3 hours. Do you have the old hen of Sha Dan? Qin Shuang exclaimed. Almost, but not the old hen, but 2 very pretty little girls, Shen Shang, she happily said with a smile. Pill spirit, you made pill spirit, but it's impossible. Myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan should be violent world-defying pill in high grade. You can't refine this level of pill spirit now. Qin Shuang still knows a little about these. I made the previous pill spirit evolve. Of course, I can't refine the amount of simmering stocks. Shen Shang just succeeded in refining a pill spirit, violent power Dan's pill spirit. That is, Zhang Sili and Hidden Jade Villa. The longer Qin Shuang and Shen Shang together, the more she felt Shen Shang terrifying. She had eaten my Shang Dao Divine Soil Dan, which Shen Shang used to make a collision. The quality has certain effects on her, Shen Shang also said. That is very difficult to refine. But every 3 hours now, Shen Shang has 2 such Dans, and she doesn't need refining at all. This makes her open her eyes. This kind of thing she even heard. Now she really understands the terrifying of alchemist. She also understands that after the enmity with alchemist, she must kill the other party at all costs, otherwise the other party will take revenge sooner or later. How are you doing now? Qin Shuang asked. Can't you condense the second violent world-defying soul? Not yet, my fleshly body is not strong enough, I don't know what's going on, my body is like a bottomless pit. I ate a lot of myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, although I am a little bit stronger, but I feel I can't always make my fleshly body strong to the limit, Shen Shang frowned. There is a dragon in your body, this is normal, Qin Shuang said. The dragon is also absorbing the power of your myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, but you are integrated with that dragon, so you have found that they were all eaten by the dragon. Qin Shuang is full of faith, practicing world-defying divine beast, but many people dream of things. Chapter 3291. Shen Shang thinks that it will be absorbed by world-defying divine beast, because he used to have this situation. Now, when he hears Qin Shuang, he doubts that he hastily explored divine sea world. Inside the 6 world-defying divine beast. After the investigation, he did find that the world-defying divine beast has a lot of unique energy of myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan. Although they have already refining, Shen Shang can distinguish the residual breath. Sure enough, these guys, but why didn't they absorb it before? Shen Shang felt a bit strange. When he was practicing, he found that these world-defying divine beast absorbed his potency. Feng Ke said, it may be that they were very strong before, and they felt that they didn't need to improve for the time being. Now they are squatting, they feel that their strength is not strong enough, so they start to strengthen themselves. Anyway, they are all part of you as your strength. Also, the powerful words of world-defying divine beast are also equivalent to elevating part of my strength, and I am thinking about it. Shen Shang now only needs to spend more time to cultivate. Myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan does not he missing, because there are 2 young girls, Zhang Sili and Zhang Saihua, pill spirit for him. Qin Shuang strolled around the island. The saint world-defying dragon slept in a place, slept very badly, and couldn't wake him up even if it was so big. Shen Shang continued to eat myriad Dao Divine Soil. He only allowed the fleshly body is strong enough to condense violent world-defying soul. Now only Qin Shuang is very leisurely, because she is now at the bottleneck, and she doesn't know how to break through. Shen Shang is practicing seriously, she can't bother Shen Shang, she can only walk on the island alone. Although Shen Shang is practicing, he can always pay attention to all around. He saw Qin Shuang strolling around, said with a smile, "What baby are you finding on the island? Although this is the lair of Saint World-defying Dragon, I have found everything." Qin Shuang shook his head and said, "You are serious about cultivating you?" "I have been practicing very seriously," Shen Shang snorted. "It's you, it's like doing things, going everywhere. I am the way, I am now reaching the bottleneck, not to break through." Qin Shuang is helpless, Shen Shang also has arrived at her realm, she cannot discuss anything with Shen Shang. "What have you encountered? Maybe I can help you solve it," Shen Shang asked. "If I can help you solve it, maybe I will encounter the same question later, I can easily get it." Shen Shang knows that Qin Shuang is going to step into world-defying sacred realm. It's normal to ask questions. "My question is hard to say, after all, I have just stepped into the peak of violent world-defying realm. I have been breaking through to the peak from the violent world-defying realm middle stage. Now I want to hit world-defying sacred realm. There is a lot of difficulty, and the time between them is really too short," Qin Shuang said. "So this is a normal thing. It's not too late to say it for more than 100 years. Shen Shang shook his head and said, "I used to practice all the way, and the time spent was much shorter than others. Some people said that the breakdown would be too fast, but I have encountered it. I can cultivate so fast, all through the pillars, many realm in most people's eyes, it takes thousands of years to break through, and I quickly broke through by eating pills." Shen Shang is telling the truth, and he will soon be able to prove it to Qin Shuang. "That's you," Qin Shuang didn't know what to say. Now she has seen Shen Zhang's myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan. If Shen Shang is eating myriad Dao Divine Soil Dan, it will definitely break through. And it won't take long to reach the peak of violent world-defying realm, which means that it takes more time than the so-called genius disciples in the big ethnic group. "Little Shuang, let me know what you have encountered," said Shen Shang happily said with a smile, "don't be embarrassed." Qin Shuang lightly snorted said, "To step into world-defying sacred realm, you need to turn all 4 violent world-defying battle souls in my body into saint world-defying. The process of transformation is not easy." "Isn't it good to eat pills?" Shen Shang asked. "No, because if you want to improve the Mad War, you need to constantly find the right violent world-defying soul from world-defying soul river, which is a very long process," Qin Shuang sighed. Shen Shang frowned and nodded. "No hurry, wait for us to go to Wang Dao, this guy should know how to solve this question. Last time, Wang Dao said that violent world-defying soul can be refining. He just told Shen Shang the direction. Specifically, he also said that he needs to comprehend himself. Actually, I am not in a hurry. I have experienced world-defying sacred realm before. I know that this stage is very difficult. You need to use a period of time. You also know Zhu Haishuan and He Yangkong. It's just the violent world-defying realm middle stage, and it's been a long time, especially He Yangkong, who is Soul River God Clan himself, but staying at this stage for so long." Shen Shang understands the meaning of Qin Shuang. This stage takes a long time to break through, it is anxious. After the next rush, Qin Shuang does not practice, she is here to study the kind of blood fire, and the blood is very powerful, can melt the crystal emperor, the island is in the middle of the blood of fire, a little bit of everything, yes. After a few months, Shen Shang felt that his body had improved a lot before he felt that he was almost there. He could go to world-defying soul river to find the right violent world-defying soul. At this time, he was still effective in eating violent transformation divine pill, and this violent transformation divine pill is still of super high quality. Zhang Sili and Zhang Saihua can consolidate. After they evolved, they will concise the lower rank of Dan. Fast, and the quality will be higher. Shen Shang ate the next violent transformation divine pill, and his spirit quickly broke through the world-defying soul river, screaming and looking for violent world-defying soul. Qin Shuang also knows that Shen Shang is about to start integrating violent world-defying soul. She said, "If your fleshly body is stronger, the spirit of release will be stronger. This powerful spirit can attract the powerful violent world-defying soul, so we all Mad War God are practicing fleshly body to peak before they start to merge with violent world-defying battle soul. The violent world-defying battle soul is harder to find than the regular violent world-defying soul, so the break of war god is very slow, but it is very powerful. Shen Shang now only wants to find the violent world-defying soul that he is satisfied with, and then step into the violent world-defying realm middle stage. I have had experience with the integration of violent world-defying soul, so Shen Shang has been ready to look for violent world-defying soul for a long time, so he has 2 girls pill spirit start to condense violent transformation divine pill. However, just after he made this preparation, he suddenly sensed that the strong violent world-defying soul was rushing toward him. It was just a small light group, but with a strong dragon power. Shen Shang is sure that it is the violent world-defying soul related to the dragon. Chapter 3292. Shen Shang just sensed this momentum and decided to merge this violent world-defying soul. Shen Shang just sensed this momentum and decided to merge this violent world-defying soul. After the light group, he hastily released the strongest spirit to wrap up the light group. Shen Shang is also well prepared. He has eaten so many myriad Dao divine soil Dan before, and the powerful fleshly body can make him release a strong spirit, so he suddenly caught the light group. This is what violent world-defying soul, after Shen Zhang's spirit enveloped the light group, saw a faint dragon shadow inside, he can have heard of the dragon's mad war soul. This kind of dragon violent world-defying soul should be very strong, I have heard of it. Shen Shang was surprised. The saint world-defying dragon had such a violent world-defying soul, he thought it would be so smart, all of a sudden you can come across this powerful violent world-defying soul. After Shen Shang wrapped the light group with his spirit, he brought it back hastily. As long as he got into his divine sea, the violent world-defying soul was his. Just give him time, he can merge sooner or later. Not long after, the struggling violent world-defying soul was successfully dragged into divine sea, and then Shen Shang immediately merged with the violent world-defying soul with the strongest strength. Under the pressure of Shen Zhang's, this mysterious violent world-defying soul gradually became docile and finally merged successfully with Shen Shang. After the successful integration of Shen Shang, I felt that this violent world-defying soul had a look at the Su Alpha Su, and he couldn't help but laugh. Really, I thought that unexpectedly would be so smooth, my luck is really good, Shen Shang said with a smile. You had succeeded. Qin Shuang looked at Shen Shang. Some couldn't believe it, because Shen Shang was just beginning how long it took, and just ate the next violent transformation divine pill, and found the satisfactory violent world-defying soul. And drag it back. That is, of course, I am now the cultivation base of the violent world-defying realm middle stage, said Shen Shang haughty said with a smile. You shouldn't be going to merge the violent soul of world-defying soul river, Qin Shuang asked, as Wang Dao said. Violent world-defying soul can be enhanced at the late stage, so she suspects Shen Shang for the breakthrough, use the weakest violent world-defying soul. No, I found it on the 3rd floor, and it's quite amazing. It's a dragon, Shen Shang spit out his tongue, the 3-tiered dragon violent world-defying soul shouldn't be weak. After Qin Shuang heard it, she opened her sexy lips slightly, and she was so surprised that she couldn't speak. A sigh of anger came from the heart, because Shen Shang blended with this powerful violent world-defying soul, it was so easy to look at the hippie smile. Shen Shang, it's like you can easily combine the powerful violent world-defying soul. Little Shuang, what's wrong? Shen Shang saw Qin Shuang squinting, his face screaming, and still in a daze, quickly shouted. Your fused violent world-defying soul is very strong, it belongs to the top of the mad war, generally called violent world-defying dragon spirit. Qin Shuang said earnestly, this violent world-defying dragon spirit is generally only found in the 4-story world-defying soul river, but it is also rare and close to legend. Qin Shuang looked at the huge saint world-defying dragon on the ground, whispered, this guy is so powerful because he is born with violent world-defying dragon spirit. I don't know anything about violent world-defying soul. Teacher tells you that the first violent world-defying soul I have combined before. I have used it. You have combined violent world-defying soul. When fighting, it should be frequent. Use it, Shen Shang asked. You are really, violent world-defying soul is very powerful, can give you a very strong strength, you are unexpectedly not used, it is a waste. Qin Shuang really think of Shen Shang unexpectedly will be such a rare scene. The ice-cold strength is so powerful, because I have the profound ice mad war soul, then I merge the flame-related mad war soul, so the two can be merged together. Right, what is your first violent world-defying soul? Qin Shuang is still curious about Shen Zhang's violent world-defying soul, is it from the 3rd layer world-defying soul river? Of course, I have been looking for a long time, Shen Shang said. My first violent world-defying soul is a sword. I don't know how to use it. I want to motivate when I fight, but I can't succeed. What? Unexpectedly is a sword? Qin Shuang stunned again, and Shen Zhang's violent world-defying soul surprised her again. Yes, a little sword. I don't know how to use it. You know, Shen Zhang saw Qin Shuang's astonished appearance, knowing that the violent world-defying soul was definitely not simple, and quickly asked. You guy is really a violent thing. Qin Shuang was very depressed and shouted. Do you know that the violent world-defying soul is a kind of mad war soul? The divine tool and the divine beast are both violent world-defying battle soul. Shen Zhang shook his head and was surprised. He really didn't know. How can I use it? I can't use it at all, Shen Zhang snorted. What's the use? I really don't know how you live to the present, and you don't have to put such a good thing, Qin Shuang said. You know, in the violent world-defying battle soul, the mad dragon spirit is among the legends. It's rare to see it, but the mad sword soul is the same, but it is more than the mad dragon spirit. If this is the violent world-defying battle soul that many people dream of, now you can have these two powerful violent world-defying battle soul. I don't know how to use it. Shen Zhang scratched his head, forced a smile and said, and someone told me how I would know. Qin Shuang now believes that Shen Zhang has been practicing the same on the ground and has been accommodating, and there is any senior who has been instructed to guide him, otherwise he will not be so ignorant. Well, you should always understand now, Qin Shuang tenderly snorted and said, I will teach you to use these mad wars now. Shen Zhang nodded quickly. The first is the violent world-defying sword soul. This is the divine weapon in the mad war. It is the most powerful and rare, and there are certain conditions for using it. You have to have a sword. And put this sword into divine sea for a long time. You have to use the mad sword soul to sculpt the sword and let the mad sword soul fit into the sword. The original Xing Gui, Shen Zhang understood. The mad sword soul is just the soul body. He needs a carrier to play. This mad war soul is spiritual. If he sees your sword is strong, he is also happy to sacrifice. It can be easily integrated into your sword. Inside, Qin Shuang said. Look at the village and rely on the sandpiper, otherwise I should sacrifice it now. Shen Zhang called Nine Firmaments Divine Sword. His Nine Firmaments Divine Sword is very strong. Isn't it? Qin Shuang wants to hit Shen Zhang, and it has ruined the mad sword soul for so long. Dragon Spirit, Shen Zhang asked. It's even easier to mad Dragon Spirit. You don't have a world-defying Azure Dragon, it's fit into world-defying Azure Dragon. That's alright, Qin Shuang said. Yes, how did your world-defying Azure Dragon become a fire dragon? Chapter 3293. Shen Zhang's Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon looks like a slap in the face. Because of the wings, the dragon scales are thick, the claws are also large, and they look like the suffocating edge, just because of the cultivation base of Shen Zhang. Not enough, if Shen Zhang's cultivation base goes up, he releases a. I have had an adventure before and got a mysterious thing that would make my world-defying Azure Dragon a Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, said Shen Zhang. In short, the release of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is a huge drain on me. Also, after all, the thing is very strong, Qin Shuang recalled Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, still feeling shocked. I will try to see if I can incorporate the Mad Sword Soul into my sword, Shen Zhang said. I want to enter Time Domain, it will be faster. Qin Shuang nodded. If you use it successfully, your strength will definitely be stronger. Shen Zhang entered Hidden Jade Villa, then released Time Domain to cover him, began to follow Qin Shuang's work, and released the strength with the Mad Sword Soul to sacrifice Nine Firmaments Divine Sword. Soon after, Shen Zhang's Mad Sword Soul, after seeing Nine Firmaments Divine Sword, felt very excited, like little elf, jubilant around Nine Firmaments Divine Sword, while absorbing Shen Zhang's massive violent world-defying power, then releases a unique energy that is poured into the Nine Firmaments Divine Sword. The time required for the ritual is very long. Only after the successful ritual, the Mad Sword Soul can be integrated into the Nine Firmaments Divine Sword. When Shen Zhang uses Nine Firmaments Divine Sword, it will become stronger. During the ritual, it took Shen Zhang a few years to complete, but fortunately he used second-level Time Domain, which saved a lot of time, and only 2 or 3 days outside. Successful, Qin Shuang saw Shen Zhang so fast, some accidents, although she already knew that Shen Zhang used time power. Yes, Shen Zhang held Nine Firmaments Divine Sword in his hand, said with a smile, yes, feels something changed. Qin Shuang had previously fought with Shen Zhang. She shook her head. What do you feel? Whether you really succeeded? No, you still release the strength. Yes, Shen Shang took a deep breath, and then ran the violent fire sword technique. I saw 9 firmaments divine sword tremble, a violent spurt of turmoil, a hot gas burst, and Qin Shuang was in a hurry. Retreat. Powerful, Qin Shuang was shocked. Enough, don't bother with the saint world-defying dragon. Shen Shang hastened his efforts. He is what it feels like, from the look of Qin Shuang, knowing that this crazy soul is integrated into 9 firmaments divine sword, let him use the sword technique to become more powerful. The next step is to take a look at each other. Shen Shang thought it was not too difficult. Now he discovers that violent world-defying dragon spirit has entered the world-defying dragon body and is blending with world-defying azure dragon. This is just time to ask. You will still be low-key in the future, don't be so easy to fight, don't expose your own strength, Qin Shuang said. Your crazy soul and crazy dragon spirit will be shocking if they are exposed, and it is easy to be those. Old fellow sees. I know, I am just alchemy, what is fighting is just my sideline, Shen Shang happily said with a smile. In fact, I am better at using other means. Qin Shuang now only hopes that Shen Shang can get stronger soon, so she won't have much pressure. We have to wait for Saint World Defying to wake up before we can leave this place, Qin Shuang said. We can't leave here at all. Not necessarily, Shen Shang said with a smile. I released World Defying Azure Dragon and I can fly out. That won't work either, your world-defying Azure Dragon is as powerful as the Saint World-defying Dragon. If you encounter a sudden situation, it will be a problem, Qin Shuang said. You look at your divine mirror of 6 paths and you are the blood inside is burning and deforming. Shen Shang took out the divine mirror of 6 paths and looked at it. These flames are really evil. In fact, Shen Shang wants to go inside and look for Tao Creation Saint Stone. Tao Creation Saint Stone is not afraid of the flame here, but he has enough strength. Your grandfather is the Sun-Old Ancestor. He must have a way to resist the flames here. Did he tell you? Shen Shang asked. This, told me, but there is a place where there should be something like how to resist the cheats of the flames here, Qin Shuang shook his head. I just heard him say that he entered here and used the flames here. Refining Crystal Emperor. Where there are hidden cheats, let's go, said Shen Shang. The bloody sea of fire has Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal. We have to find it here. If our divine tool joins a little Tao Creation Saint Stone, that's cool. Cheats are in Purple Yang Temple, it's not a good time to go to Purple Yang Temple now, Qin Shuang shook his head. Purple Yang Temple is in Heavenly Ancient Primal World, and you can't go now. Who said that I can't go? I don't have 2 violent world-defying battle souls, and I have world-defying divine beast, I can go back, Shen Shang recalled. Qin Shuang said that he can't go back now. That is because his strength is not enough. Qin Shuang was only the violent world-defying realm middle stage. She also has 2 violent world-defying battle souls, but she can return to Heavenly Ancient Primal World from here. You can try. Qin Shuang also wants to find Tao Creation Saint Stone, so she can only go back to Heavenly Ancient Primal World, and she also wants to see Purple Yang Temple, she has been back for a long time. They have to wait for Saint World Defying to wake up and don't know when to wait, so Shen Shang enters Time Domain and blends Mad Dragon Spirit with World Defying Azure Dragon. Let him think that after the Mad Dragon Spirit merged with World Defying Azure Dragon, it entered a roaring hiss that broke out with heaven shaking. It was also because of this roaring hiss that the sleeping Saint World-Defying Dragon was awakened. Wake up and sneak into the Benzokina Reef, and then use the sound like a lightning-like sound. Shen Shang, are you letting World-Defying Azure Dragon blend with the crazy dragon spirit? Yes, you know that, Shen Shang said, swearing at the sudden squabbling of the parrots. I can feel it, the World-Defying Azure Dragon in your body looks at you, I hope you can control it in the future, said Saint World-Defying. Otherwise, you will be very dangerous. What does this mean? Shen Shang said, jumping. If your body's world-defying Azure Dragon is much stronger than you can continue to grow and grow. If your strength is far beyond you, then you will probably get rid of your control, said Saint World-Defying. You also don't worry too much, as long as you don't ask anything, the strength between you and World-Defying Azure Dragon will not be much different. Shen Shang breathed a sigh of relief. But this kind of thing happened before. How many world-defying divine beasts I met, how to get rid of their masters, said the Saint World-Defying Dragon, which made Shen Shang worry. He thought Saint World-Defying Dragon is scaring him, think of something like this happening. Chapter 3294. Saint World-Defying Long actually knows a lot of world-defying divine beast, which makes Shen Shang wonder if there is a lot of world-defying divine beast on top of myriad Tao. Saint World-defying, you have a master before, said Shen Shang said with a smile. He was just asking at random, but the answer from Saint World-defying dragon surprised him. Yes, said Saint World-defying. But I am not getting rid of his independence, but because he is dead. He let me out before he died. Let me escape the dangerous place. I can have it now. Strong strength is given by him. Even if I am much stronger than him, I will not be separated. The Saint World-defying dragon has a master and is still very strong. On top of myriad Tao, isn't Soul River God Clan the strongest, but now it looks like a slap in the face. Shen Shang killed He Yangkong before, and he also saw Soul River God Clan. Old man, although it is very strong, but cannot take the Saint World-defying dragon. Soul River God Clan and Violent Blade Clan are strong, and the guys on the World-defying Soul River are the strongest, but they are rarely embarrassed, said Saint World-defying. Unless there are very big things, I will be in person, and the Soul River God Clan and the Violent Blade Clan on the ground are also very strong. But they are very arrogant, said Shen Shang. They are not arrogant, they think they can deal with me when they get my life, but I think you will appear, said Saint World-defying. If Shen Shang grabbed him from Violent Blade Clan, Life Yuan, he still doesn't know how to take the squat. In short, myriad Tao is very big, experts as common as the clouds, you need to be more careful in the future. When you have enough strength, you have to hide your cultivation. Saint World-defying dragon said. There are not many world-defying divine beasts that can be cultivated, so they are very embarrassed and even afraid of such people, and they all feel that they can snatch someone else's world-defying divine beast. Shen Shang has a deep understanding of this. He had encountered such a thing before Divine Wilderness. Fortunately, he had enough strength to keep his world-defying Azure Dragon. Send us out, Shen Shang said. We still have some important things to do. Shen Shang wants to return to Heavenly Ancient Primal World with Qin Shuang and go to Purple Yang Temple to find a cheat to resist blood fire. If they can successfully resist the blood fire here, they can walk through the blood of fire at sea. Looking for Tao Creation Saint Stone. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang jumped to the back of the Saint World-defying dragon and let the Saint World-defying dragon send them out. Close to the edge of the blood of the Sea of Fire, Saint World-defying dragon said, there are a lot of people outside Violent Blade Clan and Soul River God Clan, I can't send you outside directly, or you think about it, temporarily don't go out. They should think we are dead, why are they still outside? Shen Shang couldn't understand. It must be that they know your business, I think you are so dead, Qin Shuang said. Give me a go out, things, Shen Shang is anxious to return to Purple Yang Temple with Qin Shuang. The Saint World-defying dragon plunges deep into the ground. Although there are intricate passages below the deep ground, it is full of blood-colored flames, the temperature is still very high, and only the Saint World-defying dragon releases the Miao Miao K9. Through the deep below the passage, Saint World-defying dragon sent Shen Shang and Qin Shuang to a deep hole outside the bloody sea of fire. It was very quiet, all around, and he was relieved to let Shen Shang and Qin Shuang is gone. It's not easy to calculate. Shen Shang looked at the black desert all around, and the wind-colored winds that appeared from time to time, then took out the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and entered Divine Mirror of 6 Paths to control Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. How do you get back to Heavenly Ancient Primal World? Shen Shang asked. On this myriad Tao, the teleportation formation, built with the Sun-Old Ancestor, can be returned through these teleportation formations, Qin Shuang said. At that time, just need to provide some energy to start teleportation formation. So, no one can go to Heavenly Ancient Primal World, Shen Shang frowned. Yes, but you don't have to worry, they will use it even if they go back. Although many guys know that Divine Soil Forbidden Land has a lot of myriad Tao Divine Soil Crystal, but many people have dared to go, Qin Shuang said with a sneer, Divine Soil Forbidden Land's myriad Tao Divine Soil is not so good. Qin Shuang and Shen Shang have undergone a meticulous change appearance and hide their breath, then head to Heavenly Flame City. Wang Dao is still in the Heavenly Flame City. Shen Shang is a sculptor, and finds the place where Wang Dao hides by looking for the shadow of Wang Dao's stay in some corners of the car. It is a relatively stylish hotel. Little rascal, you really die, hurry in, Wang Dao whispered. After Shen Shang and Qin Shuang entered the room, Wang Dao quickly said, you young people, you are really fat. Half-ghost old man, how do they know me? Shen Shang saw his portrait when he entered the city. He snorted. The portrait on the reward is not good at all. When I have time, I draw. Good for them. Don't make trouble, the things are so serious now, you have a heart to make fun of. Wang Dao was very speechless. Qin Shuang and Shen Shang didn't care about it at all, and ran back to Heavenly Flame City. I heard that a guy named Hong Ganyi gave a clue to Violent Blade Clan, Wang Dao said. You should know this guy. Of course I know that this guy sent me to the Qi. Shen Shang coldly snorted. I must find this guy and let him earn my bounty. Right, rascal, I thought that you actually entered the Purple Yang Temple, and found more than a dozen Crystal Emperors in it. It's amazing, I have seen Crystal Emperor in my life, give it to me, Wang Dao happily said with a smile. Hearing this, Qin Shuang's complexion sank, because Shen Shang has told her about this. You bastard, you haven't told me when you've been to Purple Yang Temple. Qin Shuang looked like frost, coldly looking at Shen Shang. This, I forgot to tell you, said Shen Shang, which made Qin Shuang even more angry. Shen Shang couldn't forget it, because Shen Shang and she talked about Purple Yang Temple not long ago. They came out this time. Going to Purple Yang Temple. Well, I will give those Crystal Emperors to you half. This is all right. Shen Shang got the Crystal Emperor inside the Sun Old Ancestor, and Qin Shuang is the granddaughter of the Sun Old Ancestor, so inside the Purple Yang Temple everything belongs to Qin Shuang. How much are you? Qin Shuang coldly snorted. Shen Shang took out 9 Crystal Emperors, and he guessed that it would be exposed, and the people of Robber King leaked out. God Alter's spirit has a few pieces of its own, Shen Shang said, I'm all useful, and the rest are here. I want 2 pieces, the other ones you keep. Qin Shuang took 2 pieces, and then looked at Shen Shang with a scornful look, but thought that Shen Shang gave Purple Yang Divine Sword to her. She did not blame Shen in her heart. Shang. Chapter 3295. Wang Dao saw the Crystal Emperor, but he was even more surprised by the identity of Qin Shuang, which made him feel that Qin Shuang is the owner of Purple Yang Temple. Half-ghost old man, do you want it? Shen Shang asked. Forget it, I want to swear. How useful, I am just an alchemy, Wang Dao waved his hand. Then you keep it. Shen Shang took out a few pieces of Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal. You help me make some Dan, give her something to eat, she wants to step into world-defying sacred realm, need to strengthen violent world-defying battle souls Dan. This, asks but it takes some time. Wang Dao took Shen Zhang's Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal and took out a test of something. This is artificial refining, but he also said what? What are you planning now? Wang Dao put down the Myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal and asked. Back to Heavenly Ancient Primal World, said Shen Shang. Those guys are so easy to find us, you don't have to worry too much. Yes, otherwise you don't dare to run, Wang Dao grinned. For the half-ghost old man, you can check it out, Hong Ganyi, where the bastard is, Shen Shang said, I will solve him and return to Heavenly Ancient Primal World. Wang Dao was very fast, only a small half-day, and I found that Hong Ganyi also returned to Heavenly Ancient Primal World. Divine Soil Forbidden Land has many myriad Dao Divine Soils. Hong Ganyi is the Heavenly Ancient Imperial family and the descendant of the Sun Old Ancestor, so he thinks that the descendants of these Sun Old Ancestor are promising to get those myriad Dao Divine Soil. Although it is the refining of the Sun Old Ancestor, there is a question about the use of now need not to mention the large number of myriad Dao Divine Soil Crystal, which is best for the refiner. Great, this guy took so many rewards, and then went to Heavenly Ancient Primal World. I will find him. Shen Shang looked at Qin Shuang. Qin Shuang is now a killing intent. You go to the chair every a period of time, I will give you Dan, said Wang Dao. Qin Shuang and Shen Shang left Heavenly Flame City and then went to an ancient teleportation formation. There are several teleportation formations to Heavenly Ancient Primal World. These teleportation formations are public. They know that we are from Heavenly Ancient Primal World and will definitely be stationed near this teleportation formation, so we can't go back with these teleportation formations. Qin Shuang said, I will take you to a place where the teleportation formation is only known to me. You are the granddaughter of the Sun Old Ancestor, and the secret of the Old Sun Ancestor is quite a lot, said Shen Shang. That is, my grandfather is still alive, I want to find him, Qin Shuang sighed. I don't know anything about him. I don't know where he is now. I will find him sooner or later, Shen Shang said with a smile. I hope there are clues in Purple Yang Temple. Qin Shuang looked at Purple Yang Divine Sword and asked Shen Shang when he first entered Purple Yang Temple. Qin Shuang knows the most about Purple Yang Temple. Shen Shang feels that this time, it will definitely be a lot easier, at least not getting lost. After learning about the situation in Purple Yang Temple from Shen Shang, Qin Shuang breathed a sigh of relief. the inside, was destroyed, which is great. Qin Shuang is worried that someone will break into it and cause damage to the Purple Yang Temple. There is a precious thing left by the Sun Old Ancestor. She is very vague about her, and maybe there is a clue to find the Sun Old Ancestor. Shen Shang walked according to the way Qin Shuang pointed, and soon entered a mountain scene, and finally found a teleportation formation in it. It's hidden in hiding. Shen Shang entered into the mountain side of a mountain, and then entered the deep ground from a passage in the middle of the mountain side, only to see the teleportation formation. This teleportation formation is not very big, it can only let 5 people stand up, it is still hidden so deep, it is really not easy to find it. It's not easy to hide, it's easy to be found, Qin Shuang said. There is a guy here who is looking for this ancient teleportation formation. The two of them stood on the teleportation formation, and Qin Shuang began to inject into the teleportation formation to motivate the teleportation formation. The teleportation formation itself has the ability to absorb strength, so it quickly absorbs enough energy from Qin Shuang. To start, you don't want to go, Qin Shuang warned repeatedly. Reassure, I am not a child, I will not mess with the eggs, Shen Shang happily said with a smile, then a flash of light, a piece of white. After a while, the front was dark, and Qin Shuang took out a glowing stone to illuminate all around. They had already revealed it. The teleportation formation here is also hidden. It will allow us to return to Myriad Dao in the future, Qin Shuang said, then open a stone gate. Let's go, we go to Purple Yang Temple, there are still many roads. Going. Shen Shang happily said with a smile, this is heavenly ancient primal world, not only can fly, but also use space power teleport. Qin Shuang has forgotten, just back from Myriad Dao, she think of this. Shen Shang took her, directly teleport to the entrance to the Purple Yang Temple, from here to the depths, and then saw a huge fireball, Purple Yang Temple is in the fireball. Both of them are very strong, so they are all over the road. How long does it take to get outside the Purple Yang Temple? Qin Shuang pierced the Purple Yang Divine Sword into the hole and opened the door of Purple Yang Temple. When I was a child, I used to play here. I should change what was inside. After Qin Shuang opened the door, the place to enter directly was not the empty plaza, but the very magnificent hall. Why can you go straight to the straw, and I and the robber clan people go to another place? Shen Shang felt incredible. That's because you are in the roasting, there is a trigger for a mechanism. Only people who are familiar with this place know that they are doing it, right at the gate. When I opened it, I triggered it with Purple Yang Divine Sword, Qin Shuang all around, then pull Shen Shang to teach the sacred illusion. How come? I went into the sliding door last time, and then walked a long passage and found those crystal emperors, Shen Shang said. Is there an entrance here? Of course, Qin Shuang stroked the formidable golden dragon on the wall. Finally, her finger rested on a dragon's scales of the golden dragon. I saw that she released a strong violent world-defying power and pressed it hard. The dragon's scales were pressed down to her, and a hole appeared. Then she pierced the Purple Yang Divine Sword, and a small door appeared on the rock wall, only one person could pass. The original surname, Shen Shang looked at the sliding door he had entered last time. He was very puzzled. Why is the Crystal Emperor placed so easy to find? It's easy to find, but if you have Purple Yang Divine Sword, you can't get it, Qin Shuang said. There should be something important there. Qin Shuang took Shen Shang through the narrow passage, and revealed that the bookshelves were empty and somewhat messy, like being ransacked. Chapter 3296. Shen Shang saw the study like this, and she was shocked and shouted, what is going on here? Is there anyone else who has been here? But it is impossible, and you need Purple Yang Divine Sword to get rid of it. He immediately picked up the police and looked at all around. He worried that there was a strong guy hiding inside. Don't panic, Qin Shuang saw Shen Shang nervous and took a look at his shoulder. This should be the case from the beginning. Qin Shuang scrutinizes the empty bookshelves. He pierces them into a bookshelf with Purple Yang Divine Sword. It penetrates easily and sees the entire study suddenly glittering a purple light glow. After the purple light disappeared, there were a few more books here. There is something going on, Shen Shang shouted. Qin Shuang has picked up one of the books and flipped it quickly. How is everything above? You are looking at it. Shen Shang picked up a book and turned it over. It was all blank. He aimed at the book that Qin Shuang saw, and it was blank. Of course you can't see, this is what the Sun Old Ancestor wrote to his descendant, and his bloodline inheritance is invisible, Qin Shuang said. I have good and bad have sword blood, Shen Shang snorted, and he was very curious about what was recorded. Reassured, if you find something, I will definitely tell you. Qin Shuang now seems to have seen something critical, a serious face. There are a total of 4 books here, and I don't know why. She suddenly took the book away and took another one. So soon 4 books were seen by her. There are things written on it. Shen Shang was curious about the extreme. Some trivia, Qin Shuang said. Children don't believe what you just said, there must be a major event. Shen Shang vomited and said, you actually lied to me. Hey, haven't you been stalking me into the Purple Yang Temple before? Qin Shuang said, whitening him. Reassure, there are ways to resist blood fire. This is fine, there is a place where Sun Old Ancestor went, Shen Shang asked. Yes, but I don't know where it is. Saint World Defying may know. If I guess wrong, it should be World Defying Soul River, Qin Shuang said. Go, let's find a form plate. The formation plate can withstand blood fire. Qin Shuang left Shen's study with Shen Shang and strolled around the Purple Yang Temple. She finally uncovered the shovel, and took a formation plate from the bottom of a large stove and poured it into violent. World-defying power goes in, the formation plate slams. Shen Shang also took out Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and said, I copy the form inside. Divine Mirror of 6 Paths has this ability. Qin Shuang was a little surprised. That is, my Divine Mirror of 6 Paths is amazing, Shen Shang happily said with a smile, then mirrored the formation plate until Feng Ka told him that he had finished, and he gave back the formation plate. Qin Shuang. Now, Shen Shang asked. You have wanted to stay here for a few more days. No, we hurry up and look for Hong Ganyi, Qin Shuang said. If you can, take me to see God Altar Spirit. Leaving Purple Yang Temple, Miao Bei Mo, Shen Shang immediately teleport outside Divine Soil Forbidden Land. Divine Soil Forbidden Land's barrier became stronger, Shen Shang surprisedly said, fortunately I can get in. After Shen Shang touched the barrier began to release a strong repulsive force, but when he sensed his breath, he immediately weakened the strength and he could walk in with Qin Shuang. Among the Sun God Forest, God Altar's spirit is releasing the flame, helping Chen Kai Refiner. Shen Shang gave a Crystal Emperor Chen Kai, and Chen Kai's strength at this time, it is difficult to use Crystal Emperor Refiner alone. Dead guy, you finally lived, Qin Shuang squatted on the street and took a trip to God Altar's spirit. Missy, God Altar's spirit surprisedly said, you are unexpectedly still alive, you are more beautiful than before, hee. Hey, Qin Shuang coldly snorted and said, the more you chew on Jia Alpha, the Crystal Emperor on your body is more bananas. I have bad luck once, now of course I have to pay attention, God Altar's spirit happily said with a smile. Shen Shang, how do you guys hook up with Missy? It was she who hooked me, who made Purple Yang Divine Sword in my hands, Shen Shang said with a smile, but when he touched the cold eyes of Qin Shuang, he immediately put away a smile and dared not laugh again. You can protect Divine Soil Forbidden Land here. There should be a lot of world-defying sacred realm guys on Myriad Dao, Qin Shuang said. If Divine Soil Forbidden Land is broken, Grandpa knows. It will definitely not let you go. Reassured, there is me, Divine Soil Forbidden Land is safe, God Altar Spirit is very confident. Go, let's go find Hong Ganyi now. Qin Shuang saw God Altar's spirit and saw the strength of God Altar's spirit at this time. Hong Ganyi, this guy was awkward, he wanted to break the barrier, but it failed, God Altar's spirit said. Right, I want Sword Clan by family to enter. Sword Clan by family and Shen Zhang's relationship it's good, and it's strong, it's worth cultivating, but they inherit the spirit of Sword Dao from the Sun Old Ancestor. You are free. Qin Shuang is also recognized by Bai family, especially Bai Shuilan's sword blood, which gives her an inexplicable sense of intimacy. After Shen Shang and Qin Shuang left, they went to Bai family, Bai Shuilan and Bai Ziming to see Shen Shang back. They were very happy, and Bai Shuilan also found Shen Shang to be much better than before. Hong Ganyi has Hua, Shen Shang asked. This is true, but there is a time limit of 1 year, and he will definitely be embarrassed by then, Bai Ziming said. Other Sun God clan, Qin Shuang asked. Bai Ziming and Bai Shuilan saw Qin Shuang and Shen Shang together, and they knew that their relationship was good. Shen Shang had loaned Purple Yang Divine Sword to Qin Shuang. On the same day, Qin Shuang had a great strength to repel the siege of Bai residence, enemy. There is a flaw, but they are all run by us, Bai Ziming said. At this time, Bai Ziming is very confident because he already has sword blood. Before Shen Shang refines a sword blood dan to eat. Hong Ganyi will soon be jealous, we have wanted to wait for him here, Bai Ziming said. No, let's go to Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace and find him. He should be inside, Shen Shang said. Shuilin, you don't have to go, stay here and watch Bai residence. Directly entering the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace, which surprised Bai Ziming. This asks the strength of the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace is still very strong, and Shen Shang is now attacking with Qin Shuang, which makes him feel very dangerous. Asked Shen Shang laughed, let's go now. They have to go to Myriad Dao and go to the Sea of Fire to find Dao Creation Saint Stone. Leaving Bai residence, Shen Shang took Qin Shuang, and several teleports taught him to vomit and smear a sheath. Chapter 3297. The Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace is heavily guarded and enveloped by several layers of barriers. It is very difficult to get hard. This level of barrier is not easily broken by Shen Shang. Even if Feng Ka takes it, it will take some time. I thought I was going to break in. Now it looks so easy. Shen Shang took 9 Firmament's Divine Sword, which has been integrated into Violent World Defying Soul. Hong Ganyi is inside, I get some noise, he will know that I am, he should run out of sulphone. Qin Shuang said that she took out the purple Yang Divine Sword and took several sword qis to the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace. The purple sword qi took a burst of violent flames, like a few waves hitting the barrier. Inspiring a shock wave. Pung pung pung. The strong shock wave shook all the earth up and down, like the sea surface is surging, a large number of buildings were destroyed by the shock, the entire Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace was shocked by this shock wave rumbled burst, inside the building also collapsed. This barrier is very good, Qin Shuang said with amazement. She used a very strong violent world-defying power, but she couldn't break it, and she could only let the shock wave of strength enter the barrier. Such a huge movement has shaken the whole city. People in the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace all around have fled. They are all aware of people of this level of cultivation base. If they are involved in the battle, they will definitely get involved. Will die, no matter they need to watch the fun in the distance. Who is the person, dare to provoke the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace, don't they know that the Heavenly Ancient Imperial family is the strongest of the Sun 9 clans? It's really tired. This person looks stunned, otherwise it won't make such a huge movement. The Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace's barrier can absorb a lot of energy, but now there are many palaces in the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace that are given by the strength. Shocked. I heard that Hong Ganyi is in the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace. The strength of Hong Ganyi is the genius war god of the violent world-defying realm middle stage. His violent world-defying battle soul is world-defying soul river 3. Above the floor, it is said that there are 4 layers. The people in the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace are out, is that Hong Ganyi? A man who was suspended in the air in the distance, only saw a man in a gold coat flew out. This person is Hong Ganyi, Shen Shang is hiding on the ground at this time, and has appeared. Hong Ganyi went out, although Qin Shuang has changed appearance, he quickly recognized Qin Shuang. He had previously fought with Qin Shuang and was very familiar with Qin Shuang's strength. You really have death. See plagiarism and friendship ZG at Wan Ping I. Hong Ganyi is very calm at this time, his strength is not as good as Qin Shuang, if it is before, he is very afraid of Qin Shuang. At this time, he is so determined that he has something to rely on. We are guilty, but I guess you will inform, so we have lived alive, and if we don't kill you, we can't die. Shen Shang suddenly flew up from the ground, happily said with a smile, the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Family Genius War God, be a whistle-blind dog, how it feels. Shen Shang, you, Hong Ganyi wants to fight, but he and Shen Shang have a blood contract. He can't fight Shen Shang fight in a year. It's been a year away, but he still doesn't dare. Fight. Little Shuang, kill this guy, I won't fight, I don't feel like dirty my hand, Shen Shang said to Qin Shuang, but Qin Shuang immediately shot, which makes Shen Shang feel a bit strange because Qin Shuang is a very decisive woman. The people with the Violent Blade clan are here, Qin Shuang said solemnly. There are 2, the strength is not weak, it should be at the peak of violent world-defying realm. Shen Shang is also wary, but he has found out that he can see that Hong Ganyi is surprisingly calm at this time. Yes, you are a dog slave, you can get the owner here and you still have a squat, you found the baby, the owner is happy, naturally will follow. Shen Zhang's words let Hong Ganyi extremely angry. You give me the weight, as long as the contract period expires, I will certainly torture you to die. Hong Ganyi's words are full of haze. I am waiting for you, Shen Shang dismissed, and 9 Firmament's divine sword slammed it out. He actually attacked Hong Ganyi. Hong Ganyi had already expected that a burst of golden light broke out and released a shield. After Shen Zhang's attack, the body was also blown out, allowing him to return to the heavenly ancient imperial palace and hide in the barrier. At the same time, several figures flashed from the heavenly ancient imperial palace, with the unique atmosphere of the Violent Blade clan. There are 4 people in Violent Blade clan. I have 3, I have to deal with 1, you have to be careful. Qin Shuang hurriedly said that these Violent Blade clan people are violent world-defying realm late stage, but not the very terrifying Mad War God, they are just people who combine violent world-defying soul. Qin Shuang feels that he has to deal with 3 is not asking. The 4 Violent Blade clan people are middle-aged people. When they came out, they determined that Qin Shuang was very difficult to deal with. Soon they decided to have 3 people wishing to be insulted. If they were just 2 people, they were also so much sure, even worried that it will be killed by Qin Shuang. Shen Shang was ignored by them. They didn't think Shen Shang was awesome. Although Hong Ganyi had beaten them twice, let them not shy Shen Shang. 4 Violent Blade clans, one of which flew directly to Shen Shang. Shen Shang, there are real and Violent Blade clan people who have been fighting. The middle-aged man was only a long time, and his arm was suddenly grown longer, and it became very flexible, like a whip. Terrifying, the palm of the hand turned into a sharp black giant knife and smashed toward Shen Shang. Very fast. Shen Shang expected unexpectedly to be so surprised when the other side attacked, but fortunately his response was timely enough. After the sword opened the black knife and flew it out, the knife suddenly smashed. This guy, Shen Shang, a teleport, smashed the slender, flexible arm that attached the handle. After brushing it, Shen Shang didn't give up. What surprised him was that after the arm was broken, unexpectedly lost control, and it directly rotated a circle, quickly piercing his back and stabbing. Baked, the black knife suddenly shocked, like a suddenly clone, divided into more than a dozen black knives of the same size. Shen Shang, I expected such an attack, and it was very fast. Although he quickly evaded, he was stabbed, but he just pierced his abdomen. Just when he wanted to pull the knife out of the roast, he sensed that the knife was shaking. No, it's going to explode, little Ka, seal the knife, Shen Shang just thought in his heart, and Feng Ka could sense his mind and quickly apply the seal. Chapter 3298, Feng Ka quickly sealed the black knife. Feng Ka quickly sealed the black knife. Boom. A muffled sound, the black knife just shattered and broke, and if it was sealed, it would definitely burst. This guy's means is really unexpected. Shen Shang finally saw the Violent Blade clan's powerful, all parts of the body can actually become a knife, just the black knife is the middle-aged flesh and blood, so after the break, can see blood flowing out. There are more than a dozen black knives flying in the fan. The middle-aged saw Shen Shang actually solved his tricks. Suddenly thought that Shen Shang was a bit difficult to deal with. He hastily took back those black knives. After the black knife went back, he turned into an arm. The arm that had just been broken was back again, but the comparison was just thinner because he released a knife to explode, but there was success. This guy is not only fast, he is very good, I only guard against his strange knife, that's alright. Shen Shang has seen through the other party's tricks, then took a deep breath. This time he was the first to attack, direct teleport, 9 Firmament's divine sword shocked, violent sun fire roared, the violent sword force let the middle age suddenly. As Shen Zhang's sword force continues to grow, the middle-aged horrified face is full of fear, he seems to sense Shen Zhang's violent world-defying soul, and can be sure that it is definitely a very powerful violent world-defying battle soul. Violent world-defying battle soul, Violent Blade clan's middle-aged affair, his arms suddenly became too huge, crossbars in front of him. Wang Ba Ji Yu, I thought that Lao Zi is a good bully, I will let your grandsons look at Lao Su's power, Shen Shang screamed, long sword squatting, lightning fast, spurting the violent fire, falling like a giant axe. A bang, the 2 giant knives touched the 9 Firmament's divine sword and instantly collapsed. After 9 Firmament's divine sword fell, the sword tip also had a strong sword chi, which just happened to face the middle-aged forehead of Violent Blade clan. After sword chi broke out, he directly penetrated the middle-aged head. The skull was pierced by a sword chi, and the middle-aged divine sea suddenly collapsed. Ah, the middle-aged suddenly screamed. Want to kill me, is so easy, Shen Zhang's 9 Firmament's divine sword shocked, and the mad sword soul released the sword force of the mad tyrant. With the moment of Shen Zhang's sword, the sword force broke out. Condensed into sword qi, turned into a storm, overwhelming the Middle Age. Shua shua shua, sword qi swayed and turned into Wang Jian. In one area, he smashed the Violent Blade clan into pieces. Too terrifying, what kind of method does this guy use, and sword force is so horrible, so far, it can be so clear. The woman is even more powerful. It can be an enemy 3. The 3 middle-aged people will not be able to sustain it. Everyone just finished. Shen Shang a teleport in the past, a long sword, a hole in a middle-aged head. The original 3 people had a hard time dealing with Qin Shuang, but now they were suddenly killed. The 2 men were like a collapsed river embankment and were quickly destroyed by Qin Shuang. In the distance, only people saw the purple Yang divine sword purple light in the hands of Qin Shuang. Sword qi was like a dragon, and the 2 middle-aged people were involved in the surge of sword qi, shredded by sword qi. Hey, a bunch of rubbish, I also want to go to divine soil forbidden land to plunder myriad Dao divine soil, Qin Shuang said with a sneer, looking at Hong Ganyi in the heavenly ancient imperial palace. Hong Ganyi looked terrified, especially Shen Shang, unexpectedly making such a huge improvement, not relying on divine mirror of 6 paths, but also killing a Violent Blade clan expert at the peak of violent world-defying realm, which he could not do. You guys, do you know who you just killed? Hong Ganyi loud voice snarled, feeling that he was hiding in the heavenly ancient imperial palace, and Shen Shang and Qin Shuang couldn't break the barrier. Of course I know, isn't you the owner of your Violent Blade clan? You are a dog slave, your master is dead, you don't commit suicide here, you are not at all heartfelt, Shen Shang teased, laughed heartily, let Hong Ganyi be angry, someone has humiliated him. Hong Ganyi has a role to go out, even if he goes out, because he can't attack Shen Shang at the moment, he can only wait here for the rescue. Hey, you have a species, the heavenly ancient imperial palace's barrier is the strongest of heavenly ancient primal world, Hong Ganyi said with a sneer, who is tempting Shen Shang to attack the barrier, which can consume Shen Shang and Qin Shuang's strength. Shen Shang can certainly see his thoughts. Little Ka, how long will it take you to break this barrier? Shen Shang asked. There are several barriers here, and I will probably break open at an hour, says Feng Ka. No, it's been too long, I broke open, Shen Shang said. Whatever. Shen Shang suspended in the air, overlooking Hong Ganyi standing at the top of a tall tower, said while loudly laughing, I will break this barrier now, then don't cry, that's all right. Qin Shuang is just watching, although her cultivation base is higher than Shen Shang, it looks miserable, but Shen Zhang's means more than her. I saw Shen Shang took out Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove, he controlled Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove suspension in the air, and then made Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove very huge, just in the blink of an eye, Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove is like a huge mountain. Suspended above the heavenly ancient imperial palace, covering the sky, making the heavenly ancient imperial palace very cool at this time. Everyone saw such a huge tripod, and their hearts were shocked. This almost covered the entire heavenly ancient imperial palace. Everyone can see that Shen Shang wants to use this huge stove to smash the barrier of heavenly ancient imperial palace. Even Hong Ganyi, who is full of confidence in the barrier, is shocked at this time. Give me a break, Shen Shang yelled, jumped over the sky, and then slammed down, heavily stepped on the top of the giant tripod, releasing a violent world-defying power for Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove. Falling down. Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove good and bad is also made with a very fast crystal emperor. It is very strong and has a strong strength. Boom. Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove hit the barrier, the airwaves and the sound of the sounds burst out, and the buildings of the whole city fluctuated and split open. The resulting chi wave caused the wind and waves to shake the houses. Just rolled away, just in the blink of an eye, the entire city was razed. Haha, as broken, Hong Ganyi laughed aloud, sarcasm, you, use something, look like sulfone sputum, but a little fart also, yes, I am under you, you can put how am I, you little bastard, and the contract is over, see how my lord kills you. The houses in the heavenly ancient imperial palace have turned into ruins. The people inside have been vomiting blood at the moment. At this time, there is a mourning, full of despair. Shen Shang said with a sneer, then control Heaven Creation Cauldron Stove to float to the sky. Seeing this scene, the people inside the heavenly ancient imperial palace, regardless of Hong Ganyi's objections, flew directly from the barrier of the heavenly ancient imperial palace, and they came out from the inside, but it was difficult to get in. Chapter 3299. Seeing that many people fled, Hong Ganyi was furious and immediately attacked those who fled the heavenly ancient imperial palace. Just a moment, many people were beaten and killed by him. Hong Ganyi, the people who treated heavenly ancient imperial palace in this way, everyone escaped faster because there is only road to dead end anyway. Soon, there was only Hong Ganyi in the heavenly ancient imperial palace. What makes Shen Shang strange is that heavenly ancient emperor and those elders actually have it. He just heard that heavenly ancient emperor has changed one, it seems to be more powerful. Boom, Shen Shang heaven creation cauldron stove once again, this time is more terrifying than that of the previous one, even if Hong Ganyi hiding in the barrier, it was shocked and whitened. If it wasn't for him, it would have been bloody. Spit out. Haha, used, you can't kill me, this barrier is invincible. Hong Ganyi felt that the barrier was still very strong and forced to laugh. Everyone also thinks that this barrier is quite terrifying. The buildings in the city and the heavenly ancient imperial palace have been shaken into powder, but the barrier is still there. Let's laugh. Shen Shang released the divine mirror of 6 paths and made the divine mirror of 6 paths very huge. It was 1,000 feet tall. A huge disc rolled on the ground, like a crusher. The wheel of everything. Shen Shang lets the divine mirror of 6 paths fly to the distance, then control the divine mirror of 6 paths to roll quickly. Divine mirror of 6 paths. The speed of the scroll is 5 heads, and this time it is so huge, the space around is all twisted, and the space around is twisted, and after it hits the barrier, it bursts out. The guns are good, the earth is torn directly, and the thick layer of soil on the ground is also smashed. With the violent storm sweeping the square, the barrier began to loosen, and Hong Ganyi in it was also swayed into the sputum. Boom, the huge heaven creation cauldron stove suspended in the sky suddenly fell, squatting on the barrier, and the earth was a violent shock. Boom, divine mirror of 6 paths rushed through and violently hit the barrier. Heaven creation cauldron stove's divine mirror of 6 paths hit, so embarrassing, very violent attack on the barrier, banging, continuous waves, the sound of constant resounding in the air, like to burst the sky. The earth has been ravaged and unrecognizable. Originally it was a city here, but at this time the grounds were all broken and cracked, and the bottomless cracks were crisscrossed. From the heights, the horror was extremely high. Hong Ganyi inside the barrier was continually shocked and could not stand still. Every time he oscillated, he seemed to be squeezed by a strength, letting him vomit blood, as if to squeeze everything in his body. Out. The reward is not so good, Shen Shang said with a sneer. Yes, your barrier is very powerful, but now we don't have to break open, it can kill you. Qin Shuang is already numb by the side, and Shen Zhang's 2 divine tools are really horrible. Boom, another impact of divine mirror of 6 paths finally broke the heavy barrier. After the collision, the heaven creation cauldron stove in the air fell and pressed to Hong Ganyi. The resulting pressure directly shred Hong Ganyi. Just after he killed Hong Ganyi, a golden light was used in the distance, and a group of golden light people soar into the clouds and mount the mists, and their service should be the expert in the heavenly ancient imperial palace. It's the new heavenly ancient emperor. I heard that this guy is back from Myriad Dao and is very strong. Where did they go? How come back now? Hong Ganyi was killed. They should have gone to Divine Soil Forbidden Land, and a lot of guys are coming back from Myriad Dao, right at Divine Soil Forbidden Land. Everyone discussed spiritedly. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang, okay, you are here, killing my imperial palace and giving it to me. Heavenly Ancient Emperor saw the city and the Heavenly Ancient Imperial Palace no longer exist, and suddenly became furious. Who rode? Sent to death. Shen Shang directly controlled Divine Mirror of 6 paths, flew from a distance, Hong slammed into the group. Divine Mirror of 6 paths, like the same ray of light, released a faint golden directly rushed through. Among the more than 30 people, only a few responded, and quickly escaped, while others were hugely rounded by Divine Mirror of 6 paths hit and the body was directly crushed by the powerful collision. Heavenly Ancient Emperor is one of the ones that escaped. He opened his eyes wide and his heart was horrified to the extreme. Just now, the fly flashed over the stalks and the stalks were cut. He simply saw it. Divine Mirror of 6 paths is hidden far away by Shen Shang, but with the control of Shen Shang, it can fly from a distance in a flash, which can have a stronger impact. What should Heavenly Ancient Emperor? I have long wanted to kill you, always thought of aloof and remote Heavenly Ancient Imperial family. I am, Shen Shang sneered, just smaller heaven creation cauldron stove suddenly became a giant mountain, pressed to Heavenly Ancient Emperor. What? Heavenly Ancient Emperor screams, the body is shattered by strong pressure, and it is instantly destroyed. It is not the genius war god of violent world-defying realm. It is not Shen Zhang's opponent at all. Shen Shang has 2 violent world-defying battle souls, and it is still very rare and powerful. It is equivalent to the peak of violent world-defying realm. Even Qin Shuang is confident that he can defeat Shen Shang. The powerful heavenly ancient imperial family was destroyed within a day, and the cities by the thousands and tens of thousands people witnessed the whole process. Let's go to Myriad Dao. Qin Shuang slightly took a deep breath. When she was fighting Shen Shang last time, Shen Shang was far worse than her, but since that battle, she was almost every day in Shen Zhang's side. She saw Shen Shang strong, recalling, she felt embarrassed, because this also, how long in the past. Shen Shang took Qin Shuang teleport to the teleportation formation below the deep ground, and then opened the teleportation formation together, and soon smashed the music. Now go to the blood and darkness. Shen Shang smiled and took out the divine mirror of 6 paths. After they entered the divine mirror of 6 paths, the divine mirror of 6 paths immediately rolled and carried them to the bloody desert. Danger zone. In the divine mirror of 6 paths, Qin Shuang took out a formation plate, which was found from Purple Yang Temple and was able to withstand the horror of blood. My divine mirror of 6 paths is also copied, Shen Shang said with a smile. I will try it when I can resist the fire. When we go in, we must be careful, people who may have world-defying sacred realm inside and outside the bloody darkness, Qin Shuang said. Well, we killed Heavenly Ancient Imperial family at Heavenly Ancient Primal World. They should know it soon. When they know it, they must think that we are not in the bloody desert, and will immediately leave the bloody and black desert, Shen Shang said. It's not as good as we wait for a period of time, Qin Shuang said. Don't be afraid, we are arrogant from the Saint World-defying dragon, and there is a passage to the blood of the Sea of Fire. Below we will also encounter blood fire. At that time, we can also try to see if it can withstand the blood. Shen Shang thought about it and said. Saint World-defying seems to have said that the blood fire below is deeper. If we can successfully use the formation plate to resist the fire, we will not be afraid to go to the ground. Qin Shuang nodded and agreed to follow Shen Shang. Say it. Chapter 3300. Shen Shang soon found out what the last time Saint World-defying took them, and then entered the deep hole. They quickly found a passage below. The Saint World-defying dragon often runs underneath, and he is driven a lot by him, said Shen Shang said with a smile, then controls divine mirror of 6 paths to scroll into the passage. There are a lot of passes below. Shen Shang can only be raised according to the last time, but fortunately his memory is very strong, can remember the road. It's coming soon, let's go out, Qin Shuang said. They can sense a hot gas surge in the divine mirror of 6 paths, which is the breath of blood in front. It is good. They walked out of the divine mirror of 6 paths. Qin Shuang took out the formation plate that could withstand the blood, and Shen Shang also spurred divine mirror of 6 paths, releasing a mask to wrap him up. The formation plate releases the Miao Alpha Alpha 666666666 Gia 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 DDD. The formation plate absorbs violent world-defying power, not too much, which allows us to stay in it for a long time. Shen Shang laughed. I will try it first. The following huge passes are very dark, and they walked a long journey. After turning into a corner, they saw the red light shining in front, and the front was the bottom of the blood wind. Do you feel hot? Qin Shuang asked. It's not so hot, it's effective, said Shen Shang. Before it's above, as long as it's close to the blood of the sea, you can feel hot, and the flame below it is more violent. Now we are close, but I feel hot. This should be the effect of the strength of the formation plate. Well, Qin Shuang nodded, and then they both stepped up and entered the blood. After entering, Shen Shang and Qin Shuang were a little nervous. They were worried that the formation plate would be useful. We don't want to go deep inside. Qin Shuang saw Shen Shang keep moving forward, hastily shouted. The characteristic of blood fire is the more dumplings, like the wisdom, the way to cook frogs with warm water, so we are on the edge waiting for a period of time. Even if the strength of the formation plate can't be resisted, we can quickly escape. Qin Shuang was very cautious. Last time she saw Shen Zhang's divine mirror of 6 paths being burned and deformed by blood, she knew the verifying of the blood, and if it wasn't for the Saint World-defying dragon, they would have become gray. After 3 days, Qin Shuang affirmed the ability of the formation plate to withstand the flames before dare to go inside with Shen Shang. Little Shuang, you said there is a Tao Creation Saint Stone. Shen Shang walked all the way. All around are red flames, it is difficult to see anything, and I don't know how to find Tao Creation Saint Stone. We want to find Tao Creation Saint Stone in these passages. It's a little hard, you can't see the gang Liao Shuang Pai, Qin Shuang said. This guy is drilling holes below to find Tao Creation Saint Stone, Shen Shang thought of now. Yes, otherwise he won't have time to chase around here, Qin Shuang nodded. We want to find Tao Creation Saint Stone, or try it first. They went into the roast and saw that there were a lot of complicated and huge passages below. They were all made by Saint World Defying. Before Shen Shang was still surprised, I finally understood. Saint World Defying Dragon also needs Tao Creation Saint Stone, so it will continue to search below. Looking at what is strong and swaying, it's found below, said Shen Shang. I don't know how long it took him to find it. Shen Shang only hopes that he can find Tao Creation Saint Stone, that's alright, and does not want to find Tao Creation Saint Crystal at all. I don't know, if we go to the Saint World Defying Dragon now, ask him if there is a trick to find Tao Creation Saint Stone, Qin Shuang said. Otherwise, we are blindly looking for it. There is a little direction, very difficult, found. Okay, let's go now. Soon, they were squatting, and although they were covered by intense blood, they were very calm. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang walked through them, and felt the horrible burning pain of the past. They rushed all day, only then. Saint World Defying Dragon is flying around the Bloodwind Island at this time, and I don't know what to do. It's you, how do you get in? Saint World Defying said before the dragon sensed that someone's breath was approaching, so he immediately swung to the sky and wanted to see who it was. We are relying on the formation plate, said Shen Shang said with a smile. Holy Dragon Senior, we are swearing. Holy Dragon Senior, how did you find Tao Creation Saint Crystal before? Qin Shuang asked. We can safely walk in the Sea of Fire, we want to go to Tao Creation Saint Stone, but I don't know how to find it. I think that you can unexpectedly find a way to resist blood fire. Well, I will talk to you about the characteristics of Tao Creation Saint Stone, said Saint World Defying. To be honest, I have only seen it twice here. Tao Creation Saint Stone. So, in addition to the Tao Creation Saint Crystal, there are a lot of Tao Creation Saint Stones, Shen Shang said with a smile. No, I have seen Tao Creation Saint Stone, but I have caught it. Tao Creation Saint Stone is very cunning. They will run around. The Tao Creation Saint Stone I have seen is very small and small, in my eyes. Just like sand, it's not easy for me to catch such a small thing, so I missed it twice, said Saint World Defying. Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal are like elf here, although they can't talk, but they can fly around and can easily get into the ground. It's very difficult to get caught, Saint World Defying said. You should see those passages below the depths. Some of them are for me to catch the Tao Creation Saint Stone. How can I find Tao Creation Saint Stone? Qin Shuang asked. The Saint World Defying Dragon has been here for so long, and I have only seen Tao Creation Saint Stone twice, and it has been run away. Shen Shang and Qin Shuang both suddenly feel that they want to get Tao Creation Saint Stone, very difficult. Usually, they will gather in the hottest places, Tao Creation Saint Stone. These little elves also know that they want to evolve. They can turn strong heat into energy to enhance themselves. Over time, they can make themselves hotter. Then it can attract other Tao Creation Saint Stone, said Saint World Defying. Other Tao Creation Saint Stone, once passed, will be the hottest Tao Creation Saint Stone Devour. If Devour is much more, it becomes Tao Creation Saint Crystal, Qin Shuang said. Yes, so there is Tao Creation Saint Crystal here, it's hard to find, Saint World Defying said. The Sea of Fire is very vast, and the deep flames are also strong flames. Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal can be hidden in many places. Now Shen Shang and Qin Shuang know more that Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal are not easy to get.